Good afternoon. It is 3:01. I'm just not live from 104.5 The Zone Studios. In Titans news today, the team has added a kicker, signing former Patriots and Commanders kicker Joey Sly. 28-year-old place kicker was 26 of 33 on field goal attempts with New England in 2024 with a long of 63. He's also 25 of 26 on extra points. Potential number one overall pick Cam Ward is participating out at Miami's Pro Day today, where a large contingent of Titans staff are on site to watch, including Brian Callahan, Mike Berganzi, among others, as they continue to evaluate prospects before the NFL draft. The NCAA tournament moves on as the Sweet 16 is next up on the docket, where 7 SEC teams have advanced, a record for the most teams in a single conference in the Sweet 16, and includes the Tennessee Volunteers, who move on with a 67-58 win over UCLA on Saturday. Tennessee will play the Kentucky Wildcats for a third time this season on Friday as they look to make their second straight Elite Eight appearance. Also, the Lady Vols moved on to the Sweet 16 in Kim Caldwell's first season with the Tennessee Lady Vols. They had an 82-67 victory over Ohio State and will play Texas up next. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. It is Sweet 16 week. What a weekend of college basketball. Dawn Davenport is here, and I don't know what she's wearing.
What up?
What up, Babsy?
What kind of hat you got on?
It is a basketball net that you got at the SEC tournament.
Swoosh.
I think it's looking pretty good. What do you
Pretty cool,
think?
Babsy. I think you're festive and in the
March
mood.
Madness.
That's
You
right.
got that at the SEC
Wishes?
tournament?
No, somebody else got it. I just picked it up.
Oh.
I think Pam may have got it.
Did he have it on?
Ain't no telling.
I kind of
just
probably
picked- wait,
should have
wait.
checked
You just
to
picked it up
see
off
who
the-
put it on before I put it on my head.
You just picked
Ah,
it up off the
dang.
console over there?
Yeah,
Oh, anybody could have had that on.
I know.
No, just really Pam. Ain't nobody putting it on but Pam.
And me.
Does it feel stretched?
No, but he does have a
ain't-
big
That's what I'm
head.
saying. So he didn't put it on.
Yeah. And my head's small.
Yeah.
He did thank you for the positive comments about his ass.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Friday.
hey, listen.
That is weird, and I never want to have that conversation.
Yeah, but when you built like that, I just had to throw that at a linebacker.
We're about-
Just because we were talking about
we're
combine.
like an HR walking nightmare.
And, well,
on
there's
this
no
show.
HR in the building, so that's okay. It'll take a while to get to Atlanta.
Well,
So,
That's a plus for us.
so then we found out he did play linebacker in high school.
I'm telling
He
you.
wanted to play DB, but they wouldn't let him.
Yeah, because had a backer
That
butt.
linebacker butt.
Backer butt.
Executive producer at 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
We don't know.
We don't know, Zeph.
We don't know what's up, Zeph.
I
Why don't
thought
you
we
tell
were
us?
a team and a friend of Zeph's, but I guess
Sheesh.
we're not, Slay.
Listen, somebody out of the four of us had a bachelor party over the weekend
Man, and three of the four was not invited.
and didn't even know about
Didn't even know. Forget
Until-
the invite.
It's
Until-
not even about the
Yeah,
invite.
it's not even knowing.
it until Jackson walked in between shows
And spilled the beans.
and did what he does.
Yep.
You knew that dude was going to tell us.
You knew it.
Why didn't
That
you
dude
tell
tells us everything.
Like,
I
what
promise
do
it
you
was
have
not,
against us,
it was
dog?
not intentional.
Yes, it was.
not.
Everything you do is within the
You even texted the thread during the Tennessee game saying you were blasting.
Oh,
I
did.
was.
So
I
did.
was.
I mean, who
That's
hasn't
why
been?
we didn't get 8 million texts from him this weekend
yeah, I know.
because he was
In
on
and
his
out.
bachelor party.
I was
before-
surprised that I was the only one that sent like a derogatory text.
So before the game,
That's because Zeph was incapacitated.
Yeah,
I was like, hey,
yeah.
if Zeph, I know Zeph's thinking this.
so before the game, we went out to eat. We went to a Mexican restaurant, and I had a half a pitcher of margaritas.
Half
Yeah.
a picture.
Half a pitcher of
On the
margaritas
rocks?
will do it.
With or without salt?
With the
Honestly,
Great
don't remember.
question.
I mean,
jeez.
that's
I
a
like
whole,
sugar. I like sugar on the rim.
I did
That's
too.
a whole lot of sugar in that margarita, though.
Yeah, I had a headache
sugar.
Sunday morning.
Oh, you ain't drinking no water.
No, I did not.
Party foul. See,
Need
if you
an
would've
IV.
if you would have had some vets there at your bachelor party, you would have been right. But
Or I don't know, maybe we could have sent a gift
Hello.
as a group
Hello,
for you to
Babsy.
enjoy on your bachelor
Hello.
party, which we absolutely would have done had
Absolutely.
we known. But I guess we're not family.
Yep. Not
It
cool
was
enough.
not intentional. I apologize.
It sounds good. Sounds good, Zeph. I don't believe you.
Speaking of,
You just let us know how that doghouse is out there.
I did purchase something off the registry. Can we write that off? Tax day is coming up.
Can you cancel it?
Because he's an employee, right?
Yeah, I'm canceling mine.
Oh, can you cancel it?
Yeah, whatever I put on.
Well, I haven't even done it
I
yet.
haven't
So
either. So, yeah. Mine's right there with you, Babs.
I did look through it, though, and decided what I would be okay with buying.
Yeah. I'm going to think about it. I'll send something to his wife.
Yeah.
We ain't sending nothing to Zeph, though.
Pick something that, like, he won't
Yeah,
use.
he won't. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go,
There we
Babs.
go.
I think I did cash for the honeymoon.
I'll take that back, y'all.
Can you cancel it
Yeah,
now?
please.
I can't because I had to cancel my card.
Dang.
I had fraud over the weekend. I got a note from
Oh,
Regions
no.
Bank, and it was like, did you make a $100 bet on MGM? And I'm like, no.
Wait, are you sure you didn't?
Yeah, I don't have an account there. Now, if they'd have said FanDuel, maybe we'd have had to do some digging. But no, MGM. So anyway, I wrote no, and they were like, okay, your card is canceled. I'm like, just like that. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to the bank this morning, and he found it. He said, because I was like, do I have to change my deposits coming in because of routing number and all that stuff? And he's like, no, it was done off your check card.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how many?
Bets?
It was a $100 bet to MGM, made 16 times.
So they were hoping
16.
you wouldn't notice it.
It's a sweet
So-
16.
Regions, I love y'all, but can we get a text before we get to 16?
I usually get one when they get wild like that, though.
That's $1,600, man.
It's
I
a
know,
sweet
but they
16,
probably
bro.
did it
Good luck.
fast.
You probably did.
Yeah. And it's good luck.
Why is it good luck?
We made Sweet 16.
Okay, but they
You paid
stole
for
your
it.
account info to make $100 bet?
Yeah.
16 times.
Why wouldn't you steal it to just have the money, not bet? Or maybe it
I
was
think
it
they
was
went
trying to-
into
yeah.
their account.
I mean, if you steal somebody's number, you probably have to act fast, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
But
They
that's,
probably was
Well,
that's what I got to
depositing.
deal with.
You know what? I'm glad they caught them.
Yeah, me too. Well, I don't think they caught him necessarily, but
Gambling problem. Call 1-800.
Yeah.
289.
listen,
Or
if
scammers
you
too.
steal somebody's card to make $1,600 worth of bets, good Lord,
I hope
dude.
he hit on him. Or
Like, it
they hit on
almost
him.
would make more sense like if he used my card to go pay some drug dealer or something,
Yeah,
as
because
opposed
that's
to
easy.
gambling.
With a card.
Yeah.
That's
My man's got the old school, like,
high level drug dealers.
remember those things at the gas
The
station?
little card thing. Yeah.
Slay Dog's here, y'all.
I'm in the building. This
Taylor 8 says Babs doesn't get the gambling bug.
No.
Nope. I only get it in person at the casinos.
Yes.
I haven't done much with basketball. I did tell y'all this.
It's so hard.
I'm done with
Yeah.
it.
The easiest bet of the entire tournament was Duke minus 11.5 yesterday.
Yeah, I did
I'm like,
see you
they are
text
going to
that.
freaking run those boys. They were up by 20 in the first half. I
Duke's
mean,
good.
that was easy.
Okay, take your
But you can't just flippantly.
Vols-colored watch off and your Vols-colored glasses off.
Babsy, this was the only color they had
I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
in T-Mobile that day.
Yeah, this is when he got all teched up the other day, remember?
Right.
He's got the watch and everything now. But
Yeah,
it
now
is
he has
a
a phone that works, but
it
it's
is
still
a
green.
huge Pantone 151 UT orange band.
is.
That's because that's all they had.
Who is your favorite to win the whole darn thing now? Right now.
I was going
Mine's
to go.
still, mine's still the same.
It was still Florida.
Yeah, mine ain't changing from before.
Man, they pissed me off against UConn, though.
Why?
I really wanted Dan Hurley to get his ass run out of that building. I'm so
Nah,
tired of that
better.
guy.
That was better right there.
It was better to just twist the knife.
Yeah, because they was up.
Yeah,
I know.
That makes
Like
sense.
that was, yeah, they walked that thing down. Like that right there, he's just melting inside. That's what made him go crazy at the end.
He went crazy.
That's why.
We've got
Thought
some
they
Dan
should've had it.
Hurley audio for you in just a little bit. Remember,
So, I will
he
say
started the
this.
Who
season.
you got? There's a lot of questions in one right there with us.
Hold
Can
on,
I
just
clean
real
up the
quick.
Dan Hurley thing real quick?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I want to tag on that, and then we'll move on.
Good organization. Thanks,
Okay.
Babs. Way to
I'm on
direct there. Director credit right there, Zeph.
Not for you, Zach.
Hey, when you're talking to the people that you need to be talking to, You could put that in there. I gave you director credit right there.
That's right.
I like that.
Add that.
Remember Dan Hurley at the beginning of the season caught on mic saying, complaining about calls because he said, listen, we're the 2-time defending national champs. Like, we need to get these calls.
I'm the best coach in America.
He also said that.
So,
he didn't limit it to the college game either.
No.
In America.
America, all the basketball. Yeah.
All of them. Mm-hmm. All basketball being played anywhere.
Yep.
So I tweeted, I quote tweeted this. So Joey Ellis is a reporter in Charlotte. He's the one that took the video of Hurley coming off the floor, talking to Baylor and dropping the F-bomb, talking about the refs and whatever else. So then all of this from Joey Ellis's side after he posted the clip. Oh, you have the audio? I don't know if are we doing that right now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Hey, just play the audio. Then I don't have to explain it.
That's the video that's gone viral online of UConn head coach Dan Hurley voicing his displeasure with the referees and the Huskies' loss to the number 1 ranked Florida Gators. Charlotte Sports Live's own Joey Ellis took that video and then was confronted by UConn Director of Communications Bobby Mullen. Mullen asked for that video that had gone viral to be removed. He then threatened Joey, saying he would, quote, ruin his life if he didn't. This was heard by multiple other reporters and staff on hand. Our management asked Mullen for a statement on the incident, and here's what he said. The lasting image of Coach Hurley leaving the court should have been his walking off the court arm in arm with the seniors, overwhelmed with emotion. Instead, a reporter who was in an area he should not have been recorded on his cell phone a private comment made to members of another coaching staff, end quote. Charlotte Sports Live and Queen TV News,
your response?
stand by Joey Ellis's reporting.
Like, that's your response, dude? You just threatened the guy with his life and
there were like 70 people in that little hallway.
Yes. I mean, that is
private.
That is,
and he was yelling it.
He shouldn't have acted like a you-know-what.
Yeah.
For somebody to video that. But I quote tweeted that story and said, yikes, is there a more unlikable coach in all of college sports than Dan Hurley right now? The responses and the conversation on this is fascinating.
Really?
Because there's a whole lot of, that guy's a D-bag, right? We all know. Yeah.
Yep.
But, which that word is used often in the responses. But there's so many more responses of like, are you kidding me? Like, how could you say that when you've got Rick Pitino and Chris Beard out there and da-da-da-da? I'm like, okay, they're unlikable in different ways.
Right.
But like Dan Hurley is just straight jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and
I don't think right now that there is somebody more unlikable than him.
So Tracy Wolfson was in Raleigh for those games, right? Like Florida, Duke, UConn. She had Mississippi State and Baylor. Mm-hmm. She's going to jump on at 4:20.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
I mean,
that's a good call.
She had to interview that dude.
She heard everything on that sideline and has for a while with him.
So I just think he wasn't ready for the run that he was able to have.
Right.
As far as championship and what's expected with the expectation. He raised your own bar.
He says losing will change him. Do you think so?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, because he's starving for winning.
Okay.
To win that much. Will it
change him for the better?
We're going to see. It better.
It better or he'll be out of a job eventually.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Tennessee and Kentucky have played 185 times since the first NCAA tournament. They've never played in the NCAA tournament. If you were wondering about motivation for Tennessee, having lost to Kentucky 2 times this year, Lamont Butler, Kentucky guard, supplied a little bulletin board material.
Y'all going to be playing Tennessee next. There are a bunch of other SEC teams that are at this stage as well. Just playing in that conference, how much did it help you these last few days, what you'd already seen during the regular season conference competition?
Yeah, I mean, we're just battle tested, throughout this whole, conference. Conference was a beast. We had a lot of good teams that we played, but, we stayed resilient, stayed together and, just showed today. I mean, everybody was playing with love and passion for one another and, we can't focus about anything but, the next game and, we just have a lot of love and we're going to win that game.
We're going to win that game.
Yeah.
He said it so nonchalantly.
Yeah. I mean, called his shot. You got something to say about that?
I most definitely want to address it.
When we come back?
I almost feel like he accidentally said it.
Oh, no.
No?
I got 2 takes to it.
Okay good. We'll do that when we come back. 615-737-1045.
Can you take the power of your home internet almost anywhere? Well, guess what? With Xfinity, you can do more of what you love in the places you go the most with internet and mobile together. Xfinity built a network that is 99.99% reliable. How about that number, huh? Plus, Xfinity Mobile has Wi-Fi power boost, giving you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Get the same reliable network in the places you need it most, like at the coffee shop, in line at the grocery store, or maybe at the game, or if your daughter dances at those dance competitions that are all day long. All to power more of what you love, whether you're a gamer, streaming, or work from home. Whatever you're into, you'll love how fast you can do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile together. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year with no annual contract. Save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Plus, ask how to get a free premium 5G phone. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Does require paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment taxes, fees extra after promo regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon 5G internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Whether you're a homeowner creating your dream space or a pro managing multiple projects, discover a new way to shop at Ferguson Home, where great ideas become stunning spaces. Ferguson Home is designed for the way you want to shop. Explore the best selection of bath, kitchen, and lighting products online, or experience items firsthand in one of our showrooms. Our experts offer personalized support every step of the way. Bring your vision to Ferguson Home, where it all comes together. Shop top brands like Hinckley or find your local showroom at fergusonhome.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Sweet 16 coming up this week, Thursday and Friday.
How sweet it is.
And then the Elite Eight. How about 7 SEC teams in the Sweet 16? And
that's good because they weren't looking all that great early on.
I know, and everybody was like quick to jump on it nationally. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at the Big Ten. They're 8-0. Look at the SEC. They're whatever they were, 14-7 or whatever it is. And then you end up with 7 Sweet 16 teams. Record.
It's a matter of time.
And it was brought up during one of the broadcasts, and even one of the broadcasters, I forget who it was like, well, they had 14 teams in. I'm like, yeah, but they had to win 2 games to get there.
It's always going to be.
It's almost half the field.
There's always going to be somebody to say something, though.
Think about this. If all the SEC teams win, which, what's the likelihood of that? I don't know, but.
They can't because one of them played, Joe.
Right, but they would end up with, of all the teams that can, they would end up with 6 of the final 8.
Won't that be something? But he's talking about having people angry. Woo-wee. What they going to say
Your
then?
Final Four is still in it, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. All SEC teams.
And I think all of them can win.
My brother texted me and was like, oh, I saw Slay's pick on ESPN's webpage. He was like, SEC homer much?
Yeah.
I was
exactly.
like, yep.
Tell me a team that's playing better than the 4. Outside of Duke.
Boy, Duke's playing well.
Duke is playing well. I just think it goes down to, I'm going to continue to say this, every time they've been on a neutral site, they've gotten beaten, and the inexperience has showed. They went to Clemson, inexperience showed. Played Kentucky neutral, inexperience showed. Played Kansas, inexperience showed. There's something about experience, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the bracket with Alabama, a team that's been there.
So the Power Fives used to be dominated with one-and-doners. And so some of these mid-majors we'll get into this later, but some of these mid-majors could fill their rosters with older players. Mm-hmm. And that would combat the one-and-done guys a little bit because then you've got 18-year-old going up against 24-year-old who doesn't care that he's a one-and-done.
Yep.
Like he's a grown-ass man.
Yep, experience.
Yeah.
But now with the transfer portal and NIL, guys are staying longer. They're transferring multiple places. Mm-hmm. And so now you've got Power 5 teams that are really old too.
Yep.
And so now you have 1 double-digit seed left. 1. So is the tournament, we'll talk about this later, but is the tournament better with the Cinderella factor or without it? Because we've talked about this before, and it's like you want all the upsets, at least me. I love upsets. So you want all the upsets, but then what are you left with?
Right.
The best basketball in the second weekend? No.
Right, nope.
You're not. Mm-hmm. But in this situation, we've got some great basketball that's about to happen.
Some elite ball. Elite. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to put more pressure on coaches, though. The
other question I have, and it used to be this way pretty uniformly across the SEC landscape, that SEC guy would cheer or root for other SEC teams when they're not playing them, like they're playing Michigan or somebody like that. And I think over time it's gotten away from that. But I wonder in basketball if it's that way. Like, if you're an SEC guy watching all of these other SEC teams play these random games, are you for the SEC team?
I think so, except in some cases. And I found that out on Thursday when I went to go see Tennessee play Wofford. After watching Auburn play, after cheering Auburn on, Wofford and Tennessee played, and it was a lot of Big Blue Nation in the building. And I was sitting there thinking,
Indianapolis.
Oh, that's going to be cool. Yeah, that's what it is. It's expected, really. But none of them can play on the court. The players got to go in there. This is the thing. Wofford went on like a 3-0, like a 4-0, 5-0 run, and their section was cheering. And all of a sudden, Big Blue Nation started cheering with Wofford.
Oh, they were?
I couldn't believe it.
That's interesting. Okay, so
that was the only time I seen it.
That's a rivalry situation, which may trump what I'm asking.
No, but Auburn was cheering they stayed after and cheered for Tennessee.
But I've had this conversation in football because I cheer for the SEC in football too. I just do. And they're like, but it affects your recruiting and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't look at it like that. Like, if I'm Tennessee, I'm worried about Tennessee. I ain't worried about you winning. You winning has nothing to do with how I run this program and how I sell what we've got to sell. That's like that in business, too. Like, I'm not worried about what my competitor's doing.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what we do every day.
That was pretty interesting, pretty telling.
But in basketball, I was wondering that. So that's interesting right there.
That's the only one I see, though. I haven't seen another. I haven't been privy to another one.
So,
did you see Charles Barkley pull in for the SEC? He said, the only thing I don't root for is Alabama football.
Yeah, so
I hate Alabama football.
See, football is
like, there you go,
I understand it.
Football is just different.
But he's like, he said us when he was talking about the SEC.
Yeah, you need that.
I'm like, Charles.
He was right.
He's not supposed to be at us. It's supposed to be us, Auburn. That's it.
Charles has set the Charles bar. I mean,
Charles can do whatever the hell he wants.
There you go.
And War Eagle.
Plus, y'all sitting on top of that.
Just an excuse to throw that in. Yeah.
So Thursday, you've got 2-seed Alabama against 6-seed BYU. Bama favored by 4.5. Florida, the 1-seed against 4-seed Maryland. Florida favored by 6.5. 1-seed Duke against Arizona. 4-seed Duke by 9.5. That's the biggest spread of these 8 games. 10-seed Arkansas against 3-seed Texas Tech. Texas Tech by 5.5. Friday, 6-seed Ole Miss, who looked great yesterday until down the stretch. Chris Beard was getting so frustrated. 26-point lead, went to 10. I mean, there was only a minute left, but he kept calling timeouts. He was mad. 6-seed Ole Miss against 2-seed Michigan State. Michigan State by just 2.5 in that one. 2-seed Tennessee, 3-seed Kentucky. Tennessee favored by 4.5. They were favored in the other 2 matchups as well and lost. Number 1, Auburn against number 5, Michigan. Auburn a 7.5-point favorite in that one. And 1-seed Houston against 4-seed Purdue. Houston by 7.5.
That's going to be good.
That's what we've got. So Tennessee into the Sweet 16 for the 3rd consecutive year. First time in program history. Kentucky in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2018-19. And again, we want to get your take on this. You said you had something to say on this Lamont Butler stuff. Let's play it again for the people in the back or just joining us. Lamont Butler, Kentucky guard, talking about playing Tennessee for the 3rd time, and pay attention to the very last sentence.
Y'all going to be playing Tennessee next. There are a bunch of other SEC teams that are at this stage as well. Just playing in that conference, how much did it help you these last few days, what you'd already seen during the regular season conference competition?
Yeah, I mean, we're just battle tested, throughout this whole, conference. Conference was a beast. We had a lot of good teams that we played, but, we stayed resilient, stayed together and, just showed today. I mean, everybody was playing with love and passion for one another. And, we can't focus about anything but, the next game. And, we just have a lot of love and we're going to win that game.
Yeah.
All right, Slay, hit us.
Wait, before you go, Don had an interesting question. Do you think he meant to say that, or did that just slip out? Like, was his intent to say we're going to do everything we can to win that game, or like I don't know. It's hard to tell.
It really don't matter. You say what you mean what you say. In this case right here, looking at it from a bird's eye view, Lamont Butler, you can see the camaraderie that they got, the love and everything that you see these guys playing with. I talked about at the SEC tournament after takeaway, hit that game winner against Oklahoma, him coming up on stage with Mark Pope and listening to him speak. Mark Pope would if we asked Mark Pope a question, he would tap Ortega and be like, man, you take it. Like, the stage is yours. This platform is yours. Like, y'all did this work and got here.
It's about the play.
You know what I'm saying? And it's dope, him empowering them and the brotherhood that they have. And you can see these are some humble young men. Like, I'm with that. It is dope. Like, it make it hard to cheer against Mark Pope and his team.
He didn't say it in a cocky, arrogant,
no, as a matter of fact.
Crappy way.
No, as a matter of fact. Matter of fact, we're going to win that game.
Anyway. Lamont Butler stood up there and was talking about the love that they have. And, yeah, you can see the window closing. And, yeah, it's the end of the road. If it don't happen, if you don't win, like, it's over with. It's all of a sudden it's done. So this group, they're healthy. It all happened. But, dog, if I'm Tennessee and I'm a 3rd-team All-American and Zakai Ziegler, knowing I'm the leader of this team, back-to-back SEC Players of the Year, 1st team All-SEC, back-to-back years. I feel like that's a shot at me. I mean, Lamont Butler ain't talking to the fan base. He ain't talking to the fan base at all. He talking to Zakai. I mean, that's Meshack. He talking National Defensive Player of the Year. It's 2 of them on a 4-team list. 4 players made the finalists. 2 of them, Meshack and Zakai Ziegler. He's looking at them and talking directly to them like, what? We're going to win this game. He guaranteed, like Babs just talked about with Charles Barkley, that he was going to win this game. Mind you, he sat out one game at Tennessee, didn't play. Played at Rupp. They beat Tennessee, shot over 50% from 3 in both games.
12 of 24, both games.
Man, flamethrowing. The leader of that team is back. Little shoulder injury, fought through that, still fighting through it. So kudos to him. But Zakai Ziegler? This man ain't talking to the fan base. This man talking to Zakai Ziegler, Jeremiah Meshack, talking to them too, telling you on your senior year, your last ride, I got something for y'all. We gonna win this game. So if y'all want to help yourself, why would you get on the plane and go to Indianapolis? That's what I feel like he's saying. And maybe I may be reading too much into it, but I don't think so. Not when the guy sit on the platform on the national stage and tell his people we love each other, and because of that love, we're going to go win this game. What? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not what I was taking from that. That was you telling me you better than me. You're a better leader than I am. I'm going to take my bunch, regardless who's with me. Jackson Robinson's out. I don't care who with me. We going to win this game. Coach Pope, don't worry about it.
Will Zakai and Jim and Meshack take it that way?
Hell yeah. Dogs?
No.
What? You crazy, Babs. Any competitor, you a competitor. You know what it's like to hear somebody say that. You sitting at home. Y'all done made the Sweet 16. Y'all going back on the plane. Y'all riding high. We got to get back to practice. Let's get in the film room, lock it down. And before we even get back, this is what comes out by a team that already done beat you twice. Confidence. Oh, they sitting on 4. Give me, let me get 50 on pump number 3. Yeah, because we're trying to beat them for a third time. So give me 50 on pump number 3. Fill our confidence all the way up. We're going to go out here and beat these boys. And I said so. What? No, Babsy. If you don't take that personal, the way they've been playing, walking into the SEC tournament, have you seen a different light switched on with Meshack and Zakai?
Yeah.
As the leader of this group?
For sure.
So you think
we talked about how they played in game 2.
So if it was anything you were wanting more on earth, outside of a national championship run, to go and avenge a loss, 2 of them, to your rival on a national stage, and then they walk out and say, you know what? We're going to win this game.
In their post-game press conference.
Don't nobody worry about this. Don't nobody worry about it. We're going to win this game. Now, do I expect them to say that? Hell yeah. What else was he supposed to say? You ain't even had to say that. That's what I'm saying. You could have rolled on out. You know what I mean? Hey, man, we out here playing together. We feel great about ourselves. We're going to get back to the drawing board, go to practice, and get ready for the game on Friday. Get ready for the game in this battle on Friday. We going to win. Hell yeah. Hey, I hope they're listening. I hope it's the cat. Hey, tie your shoes up. I'm Lamar Butler. Tie your shoes up, buddy. Hope you coming to play, because he is. Butler is. Lamar Butler coming to play. He just said he been to a Final Four before. He know what it takes.
He had a shot to get in there.
Maybe he's telling his guys and letting them know, get on my back, y'all. I'm guaranteeing we finna go win this game. Tennessee. Beat y'all twice. Who are y'all? That's what I took from it. I mean, hey, I'm just a fan that loves the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just got a glance into the chip on the shoulder, Ron Slay, Tennessee Vol, because that's exactly what that was.
Well,
because there is no way that is how he meant it.
That's absolutely what he meant.
This is absolutely how a competitor.
What you think he meant? After he beat them twice, Babsy. Twice.
Bit of, like, you know what I feel like I just heard? I feel like I just heard Michael Jordan talking about, and I took that personally.
They better.
And it absolutely had nothing to do with that.
They better.
You know those two are going to take it personally.
They better.
I mean, I asked the question to get you going, but not that I needed to. But I'm just this was in the post-game press conference. This wasn't even 10 minutes after they just won.
Man, we finna get ready to go play it. We're gonna get ready for Friday. We're gonna be ready. We know what we got ahead of us. Man, we're gonna get our guys. We're gonna get our troops ready. Hey, man, we got. It's a lot of love in here. We finna go win this game.
Slay, you are crazy.
Man, no, you got to be a little crazy. To make it to this point, think about the teams that wasn't crazy. They at home watching. You better be crazy. You better have somebody crazy, too. And guess what? Tennessee got a crazy. His name is Jamal Meshack. And he over there good and crazy. They got another one, too, Zakai Ziegler. He over there good and crazy. And they got a one that's out there flame-throwing right now, Chaz Lanier. Flame-throwing. So, hey, man, listen.
Good. He needs to be because Kentucky has beat them twice.
So that's why he feel like that. That's why. Bingo.
Tennessee doesn't need to manufacture anything because they
because they said it.
Right.
You got to manufacture. They said it. He already told them on a national stage, man. He ain't whispered it. Hey, everybody, listen.
He kind of did whisper. He just said it in passing at the very end.
We gonna beat Tennessee, y'all. No, he said, hey, we got love and we gonna go win this game. Mic drop.
That wasn't the last thing.
Simple. I'm just saying. I can't make this up. I ain't even have to do this one. This was on the platter.
Listen, Tennessee was going to be pumped to her point. They were going to be pumped anyway to play Kentucky because they lost twice to them, and they don't want to lose 3 times.
Man, that man put the salt and pepper on the food, man. It's seasoned. It's time to eat.
Where are they? Where is this game?
Indianapolis. Plenty of blue will be up there.
Yeah.
It's you against the world. And he know that.
There'll be plenty of orange there, too.
Oh, you think we ain't coming deep? You crazy.
Yeah.
We going to be in that thing. But this is what I'm telling you. Man, that man told them folks, man, I talk trash. I don't think I've ever came out and guaranteed to win, Babsy, especially against a rival.
I almost feel like he accidentally did it.
Well, he going to accidentally get that bus.
See, I don't think it was accidental because of the matter-of-fact way he said it.
Now, I will say I did think that he got caught into
the last part of it. Just the last part.
But this is the way he speaks.
Because this is, I mean, he talked for 30 seconds and then.
Yeah, let me end this. That's what he was saying. Let me end this.
Play it.
We can't focus about anything but, the next game. And, we just have a lot of love and we're going to win that game.
Yep.
It was said so fast.
Guess what, Babs?
Matter of factly,
on a rivalry, you better think before you speak. I tell you that. You better think before you speak. And he just spoke. And it is what it is. Let's get it on. I love it.
Jael just said Jamal Meshack can't score 10 points.
That's cool. He don't need to.
He scored 13 against Texas in the SEC tournament. He hit 2 huge threes against UCLA.
And it don't even matter. Because guess who they running the play for?
If he doesn't
Lethal Weapon 3 coming off the bench, Jordan Gainey. That's who they running plays for. Chaz Lanier. The honorable mention All-American. That's who they run the plays for. The one that just broke Chris Lofton's record. When everybody was sitting there 118 threes seemed crazy.
How about that?
Santiago Vescovi, all he did was shoot threes, and he didn't come close to it. Chaz Lanier came in there and broke his record with games 2 played.
I feel like Chaz Lanier is underappreciated.
Come on, man. I'm just saying. I don't care if he overappreciated, underappreciated. All he got to do is go out there and shoot that rock. And that's what he's doing, shooting that rock. The wrinkle has been made. You see the single pin downs, him grabbing, him not settling for the 3, him getting to the cup, getting all the way to the spot. Hey, man, and then you got Zakai Ziegler. Outside of DJ Wagner, I don't know if it's another a line. That's a lie. Walter Clayton Jr., DJ Wagner, Zakai Ziegler. I don't know if it's another guard playing as good as him do. In the country. Todd Pettiford is balling too. But he's coming in a different role.
North Carolina, Caleb
Love. Yeah, but he's a shooting guard. I'm talking about pure point guard.
Yeah.
He's pure point guards. Okay. Yeah, they ain't, I don't know if it's, man. That boy, hey, man.
Zakai is at another level, which I really didn't know if that was possible.
I didn't either.
NCAA tournament, Zakai, has been phenomenal.
Tell you what. That man just called you out, Zakai.
615-737-1045.
A Titan is gone.
Who?
We'll tell you when we come back.
Yep.
Thank you, Babs.
All right, I want to tell you guys about the VIP Players Club Big Bucket Sweepstakes. This is through Zen Sports, and if you're not on Zen Sports, you need to hop on because here's the deal. They're always doing stuff like this, and Zen Sports has you covered with this VIP Players Club Big Bucket Sweepstakes here for the month of March. You can earn bonus bets on the tourney, which is in full swing. And this is exclusive to Tennessee. Grand prize, you're going to earn a $10,000 bonus bet. Bonus bet or a bonus bet on the championship game, or a $5,000 cash prize. And then 20 additional winners will get a $100 bonus bet or a $50 cash prize. Earn entries every day by betting on the Zen Sports app. Download it. And if you haven't done it yet, use DAWNTN. That's my promo code, DAWNTN. And you'll get 500 bonus entries. Zen Sports, where betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Qualifying wager for wager entry must have minimum odds for any leg of the entry of at least 250, minus 250, or worse American odds. So a wager at minus 251 odds doesn't qualify. Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for contest terms and conditions. Got to be 21 and older and in Tennessee to bet.
All right, y'all, you know what time it is. It is a time you got to hit up somebody when it comes to an injury. And if it's a car accident, man, listen, you got to understand, you coming from dinner and maybe somebody else was coming from dinner, or maybe you pull out, you have to get out of L.A., had a nice dinner, you're headed home, and somebody just T-boned you or something. Nothing really happens, but at the same time, you're able to walk away. But the car's not. What are you going to do? It ought to be one number that you have on speed dial, and that ought to be Bart Durham Injury Law. 615-242-9000. Now, you know how life can change in an instant. A car wreck can throw everything off, your job, your bills, your peace of mind, all of that. That's when you need our good friends over at Bart Durham Injury Law to be on the call. Blair Durham and his team have been fighting for folks in Tennessee for years, making sure insurance companies pay up. No upfront costs, no waiting around, just real people making sure you get what you deserve. So take this number, 615-242-9000. They're here 24/7 and ready to fight for you.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Tennessee, Kentucky coming up on Friday. First time they've ever played the NCAA tournament. Somebody in the chat, Jameson, said, I cannot wait for this game. No matter the outcome, this is the biggest game in the rivalry in my lifetime. Yeah. This is the biggest game in the history of Tennessee, Kentucky.
I'm loving it. Just because you know the elite style of play you get, like what you talked about with the Cinderellas and stuff like that. Man, coming out of the SEC tournament, we've bragged about the elite play. I think the play's been elite in the NCAA tournament too. So I expect it to keep on rolling like that, man. Like it's all right. It's a good place to be for me. I'm loving it. I expect both teams to come out there and play hard, get it done. But I would much rather be on the side of walking into this series, have lost 2 in that fashion, than to be on the side of I've won 2 and I'm trying to beat them for a third time. That's difficult to do, man.
And then on top of it, you get one of their players, fresh off their round 2 game, saying they're going to win that game.
Yeah, I'm with it.
615-737-1045. 2-seed Tennessee playing 3-seed Kentucky Friday in Indianapolis. Tip time scheduled for 6:39 p.m. You can catch it right here on 104.5 The Zone. Vols are favored by 4.5. Kentucky has beaten Tennessee twice this year, 78-73 in Knoxville on January 28th, 75-64 in Lexington on February 11th. Kentucky hit 12 of 24 threes in each of those 2 games, so 24 of 48. That's incredible. Tennessee was a combined 14 of 63 from 3, which is 22.2%. Obviously got to do better than that. So that's coming up on Friday. I know a lot of people want to talk about that for sure. Dixie says, Kentucky has the recipe, though. Can't act like y'all aren't a little scared.
No, I think Kentucky does have the recipe. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I just think also it's hard watching sports and not hard watching sports. When watching sports, you understand how difficult it is to beat a team 3-0. I think that's why when you look in series and teams get swept and things of that nature, like it's almost unbelievable. A lot of times a gentleman's sweep is in the cards because it can be 4-1 or 3-1 because it's difficult to beat a team 3 times. At some point, the human instinct jumps in, especially when you got a prideful bunch. And it's also hard to not believe a team walks into this thinking that. That's why I said I understand what Lamar Butler said. We done beat y'all twice, and one time was without me and without Jackson Robinson. We got y'all. So how do you not come in confident in it? That's cool.
They're all thinking it on both sides.
Exactly. At
but
some
to say
point,
it into a microphone.
That's less. It's one thing to think it. It's another thing to know.
I liked your point about Lamont Butler wasn't talking to the fan base.
No,
he was talking to 2 specific people.
Man, this y'all team.
I'm coming for you.
Man, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts to me, man. I think he feels he's just as good and deserves the accolades. And if it wasn't for the injury, I think he believes he would be on one of those, lists as far as all SEC and he missed out on a lot of things.
Maybe let the chip on the shoulder out there.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He done been there. And he is a vital part to what they do.
Can y'all believe this? The 185 times since the first NCAA tournament was played in 1939 that this will be the first time Tennessee and Kentucky have met in the NCAA tournament.
That's crazy.
That shocked me.
But you got I think it's not hard to believe in a sense as of late, but Tennessee ain't been good like that to make it deep into the tournament where you look at a North Carolina Duke and they match up in the tournament because they're in the Elite 8 or in the Sweet 16. So you got to get past the first 2 rounds. Tennessee wasn't accustomed to doing that.
Is this the biggest game in Tennessee, Kentucky history?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Elite 8 on the line.
No question. There's no question.
Yep.
Yeah. All the big dogs come out for this one. This is the bar. This is the Bernard King feeling right
here. It's
incredible. This is what you.
So fun.
So to your point, it's okay to break up the monotony a little bit with the Cinderellas if you're gonna have matchups like this. You know what I mean? This all right.
There's only 1 seed left in the Sweet 16, higher than a 6. So is this an anomaly or is this something that we're going to see because of transfer portal and NIL? That the Power Fives are going to do it a different way than they have in the past?
I think it just put more pressure on the coaches, the mid-major coaches, to go out there and find diamonds in the rough, you know what I'm saying, and develop them. And then once you develop them, but you got to have some kind of retention. And how you do that, you got to focus on 1 or 2 guys. This ain't football. Football, I don't know how they would do it. But basketball, all you need is 1-2 guys and build around them. You get 1 or 2 guys, you can change a program. Maryland only got 5 guys for real.
Yeah.
And like Derek Queen said, he paid us the money. That's first and foremost. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, cool. Like, let's do that. Let's focus on the guy. Look at UAB. They got a bona fide top 15 pick in Yaxel Linderborg. 6'10" that can do it all. Andy Kennedy and them, he had other high major teams coming with $1 million offers, 7-figure offers. And he chose to stay at UAB. So if you do right by them, they'll stay.
The background for what you just said, Maryland players were asked what makes head coach Kevin Willard a coach worth listening to. Superstar freshman Derek Queen, who hit the buzzer beater to put his team into the Sweet 16, answered, "He'd do pay us the money." Kevin Willard reacted by putting his head in his hands.
Yeah, like darn Derek. Come on, young fella.
It's funny.
Freshman.
We talked about that kid, Derek Queen, like all week. And then he hits that shot.
Dog.
He did take 3 steps, but there's no way they're calling that.
No.
But I love what Kevin Willard said after the game. He said, I really can't say what he said in the huddle because he said, I guess coaches do this. Who wants the ball? Mm-hmm. And he said, give me the MFing ball. Mm-hmm. And he goes, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like to Bab's point, that's why you got to have some people that's out there a little bit crazy. This is a freshman. But you got to also look where he came from. He was playing on that Montverde team with Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And the UConn guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they had them all, man. Yeah. No question. They just spread it all out. Kid at Baylor, they're everywhere. But, yeah, so, I mean, the other part is I think that's hurting it is what you got going on with JUCO. Those 2 years not mattering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? So that's going to hurt me in majors, too. If I can go to JUCO and build up my resume and show you I'm good, and I still got 4 years, like, what am I going to a mid-major for?
I just worked the TSSAA state championship game, the boys basketball.
Go Hillsborough. That's right.
There you go.
Shout out to Burroughs.
First state title.
First
state title ever in Hillsborough basketball history. First for the city since 1981. That blew me away.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
A lot of talent, man.
So all that to say, though, there were a couple, I think, in the 3A program, a couple of just ballers where coach was like, they're going to go to JUCO. You know, they haven't decided yet, but especially now, if that's not going to count, they can go to JUCO, prove that they are good enough coming from a smaller classification to be able to, you know, play at a big-time school, prove their worth, then go and get 4 years.
If they didn't
from
do that,
an NIL standpoint.
Exactly. I would much rather them say, okay, we would count that, or we give you 5 years of college, 5 years to play in college.
Right.
I would much rather them do that because, man, to do 2 and then you go and play, come on, man.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Plus, watch, you go the JUCO route and then they change the rule. And then you're like, you know what I mean? Like, pull the rug out from under you.
Which, who knows? Hey, so in our chat, they said, are you going as a fan or a part of the SEC network, Slay?
Oh, no, I'm going as a fan. To end it. Final Four, though.
Are you sitting next to Dondi Plowman? Because apparently y'all are like BFF now. She's tweeting pictures of you. It's her and her husband, and you and whoever's with you. It was Will from the Ville, I think.
Yep. Uh-huh.
But I'm like, look at this. Like, I follow Dondi Plowman. I follow a bunch of administrators from different colleges that I meet through doing football.
That's my girl.
And I look, all of a sudden it pops up, and I'm like, What's Dondi doing? Oh, no. Her and Slay are like every single game sitting next to each other.
I think she loves us, though. She did the same thing when I was at football tailgate last year.
Yeah.
Or 2 years
And
ago.
guess what, man?
She took a picture with me and put it out.
Just as loud.
She's funny.
Like she is. I mean,
she's in there.
Oh, she's in it.
So let me ask you this. Do you talk about what's going on in the game with her?
Yeah.
During the game? Like, oh, did you see that? Okay.
Uh-huh. And then she'll say
but
some
like
stuff
her
too.
basketball knowledge is pretty high.
She knows what it is. Mm-hmm.
By the way, I loved when Derek Queen was asked after the game, like, where'd you get the confidence to say what you said in the huddle and then go do it? And he said, because I'm from Baltimore.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. Different breed.
Hey,
Dylan Radins, Titans offensive lineman. Don teased this. Gone.
What?
He gone. New Orleans Saints, right, Babs?
Saints.
So somebody did want him.
Well, once they signed the guard, I mean.
Bye. Good to see you. Sorry, Ramon. I know you believed that he could play.
He had to, though, if he got signed somewhere.
No.
Okay.
That is not accurate. Do you know who else got signed somewhere? Hold on. I just lost his name because I blocked him out of my freaking Arizona. Signed to Arizona for 2 years.
Daily?
Oh,
Thank you.
Twice daily.
Yeah,
So there you go. I'm sorry. he has ceased to exist for me.
Let's not bring him up
left.
anymore.
Arizona signed him to a 2-year deal, remember?
And he didn't make it to the end of that 2 years.
Nope.
So when you teased,
no, that is not accurate.
When you
it's
teased
not that you can play.
a Titan was gone, like all the people in the chat were like, please say it's Will Levis.
No, I'm sorry, guys.
All right, 615-737-1045. We got basketball. We got the Titans. We've got Miami's Pro Day underway now. 3HL 1045 this home.
Hey, if you want your house to make it in Nashville, you should call Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, especially if you need new windows and new doors, or just new windows, or just a new door. Doesn't matter. They can do anything and everything for you, and they want to give you a deal to be able to do it too. Dawn deal. Every single month for the next couple of months, we're going to have a different Dawn deal for you with Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments. For 12 months, you can schedule your free consultation. Check out that special offer at PellaNashville.com. And they also have 2 locations if you just want to walk in and tell them to give you the Dawn deal there. 256 East Main Street in Hendersonville is one of them, and Mallory Station Road in Franklin is another one of them, and their showrooms are awesome, and they always have people there willing and ready to help you. And Pella turns 100 years old, by the way, this year. So founded in 1925, which means you know that they are doing things right. Lifetime warranties on their products, and Pella Windows and Doors of Tennessee has the best people working there to take care of you. I can attest to it because I have new windows and doors from Pella. Go visit them, PellaNashville.com.
What's up, y'all? Big Slay coming to you with KellumStemCellInstitute.com. You get over there and the holistic stem cell therapy is right there at a fingertip. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call 615-850-4415. That is the number, 615-850-4415. If you're sitting there and you're battling with inflammation and you're trying to figure out how do you get rid of it, you know it's about to get warm outside. Everybody wants to do outside activities, outdoor activities like, climbing or just nice little walks or mountain climbing. I don't know why I'm stuck on climbing, but you can climb out of the inflammation bucket and get some health. By your body, your cells, your solution. Yeah, it's real simple. Your body's stem cells, that's the cure. They're also stored for future and continued use. So say you have an accident down the road and you need to get that body healed quickly. Well, you already got it. You just go to Kellum Stem Cell, and they redeploy them based on your needs. So if it's your knee, your ankle, your back, neck, whatever it is, boom, get the secret sauce, which is yours, and you're feeling better. I promise you. I've done it myself. 615-850-4415, KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
Did you know you're overpaying for your health and wellness products?
With over 20 company-owned brands offering its members vitamins, supplements, wellness, and skincare products, you're able to save up to 70% off retail.
Members Nutrition can't change your life, but we can change the way you live.
Good afternoon. It is 4:06. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. In Titans news today, the team added kicker, former Patriots and Commanders kicker Joey Sly. The 28-year-old place kicker was 26 of 33 on field goal attempts with New England last year with a long of 63 and was 25 of 26 on extra point attempts. Potential number 1 overall pick Cam Ward is participating out at Miami's Pro Day today, where a large contingent of Titans staff are on site to watch, including Brian Callahan, Mike Borgonzi, and more, as they continue to evaluate prospects before the NFL draft. In NFL news, former Titans guard Dylan Radins is signed to a 1-year contract with the New Orleans Saints. He recently visited with the Seahawks, but lands in New Orleans. He also started 15 games last season for the Titans. For your foundation repair and waterproof needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City, man. I just stepped out on the lanai. It is gorgeous. Just needed to confirm with myself. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There she is. She's Dawn Davenport.
What up, Babsy? Is it bunk bed?
Happy madness, people.
Yeah, I didn't know you were doing high school this weekend. I was like, why in the world are you doing high school basketball while Auburn's playing? And you were like, well, I didn't know they were going to play in that window, obviously.
I mean, it's set up way before the tournament even comes out. So.
I tried to give you updates.
You did. And then I was able to pull it up on my little computer.
There you go.
Just to see it in the background.
Slay Dog is here, y'all.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the...
Coming up a little later in the show, spend a minute or two on something that if you've listened to the show for a number of years, you will not be surprised. But, yeah, South Carolina, man, they get all the wild animals running around. They get
I gotta click on that.
They break out. But this kangaroo is like running around South Carolina. Well, not anymore. They caught this one. Mississippi, they never caught the kangaroo. They got out because I guess that's Mississippi. But South Carolina, they caught him. But how he got out is amazing.
How did he get out?
The goat let him out. No lie. That's not even in the headline. You had to read through the story to understand that the goat sprung the kangaroo.
So the goat was the goat in this situation.
That's exactly what I wrote down. The goat is the goat.
I'm in your head.
We'll talk about that a little later. Lady Vols bulldozed Ohio State on their home floor, 82-67 to earn a trip to the Sweet 16. Did not see Sweet 16 coming for this group, especially when they had to go win on someone else's home floor. The Lady Vols haven't been to the Elite Eight since 2016. They will get 1 seed Texas, right, on Saturday. Did they win today? They played at 1 o'clock.
I don't know.
1 seed.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty positive.
Texas won by 17.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Over Illinois.
Yeah, they're like one of the best teams in the country.
Hence the 1 seed.
Yes. There you go.
Who is their player that you like?
Madison Booker.
20 points, 2 steals, 6 rebounds.
Great number she wears, too.
Well, she wears number 35, and she played 35 minutes.
Hello.
Is she a big Slay fan? Is that what happened?
Nah, not going to Texas. She's not. Probably a Durant fan.
615-737-1045. Durant was a big Slay fan. That's what it was.
Yeah.
By the way, on Thursday, we'll be at Fog Street Lawn Club. And this is going to be kind of like the Kings Bowl thing last week where we have multiple Cumulus Nashville stations involved, and you can do all kinds of things there, including throw axes.
Uh-oh, Babson.
Why you bring her up?
Really?
I mean, no, I'm just thinking, like, this should be a day everybody's nice to Babsy.
I can't wait for this.
See what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was going to be some excitement. Axe throwing.
I didn't know they had axe throwing there.
10 throws for $10.
Oh, wow.
Heck.
Rooftop Sweet 16 watch party.
You can't be throwing an axe on the rooftop. There's no way possible they letting that happen.
Or is that it's over by the division, right? It's in the Gulch. Like just somebody just walking down the street.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't go well for Morgan Wallen with chairs.
Yeah, that was a chair, not an act.
Just saying.
That's assault.
Look
brother.
at Babsy's throw.
That's
I just saw your throw on the stream.
I think don't
you go to
Yeah.
You have to throw it over your head with two hands.
It's better. You can go under.
No,
y'all remember
that's a disaster waiting.
That's a knee or anything chopped. I don't think you want to do that. Let's stay away from that.
Do y'all remember the other day when during a break I was in the hall and you know how some people like walk around and practice their golf swing in air?
Yeah.
Which I always thought, was it Nate Bargatze who said, it probably was, why don't people like practice their like fishing? You never see anybody do that.
No, you don't.
Well, I like tried to throw a baseball even though I didn't have a baseball in my hand and I pulled a muscle in my back.
Yep. I remember you said that. I told Savage that. Mary was in throwing a baseball to nobody.
With no
baseball.
And got hurt by himself. Would have been real easy not to tell anybody that.
Yeah. Well, that's my bad.
So anyway, that's coming up on Thursday. And King Spoon Morning Show will take over the afternoons for 92Q. They'll be there. 103.3 Country and 95.5 Nash Icon will all be there. $12 Sugarland Flakes. $10 get you 2 drinks. Jumbo Jenga, lawn bowling, and more.
What's the name of it again? Fog Street?
Fog Street
Lawn Club.
Lawn Club. Okay.
Lawn Club makes it sound like it'd be a good place to take a nap on a nice day,
lawn.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Be a good radio show.
Fog Street Lawn Club.
Back to you, Brent.
Wake up.
Rest in peace, Mark Howard. That used to happen to him in the morning. All the time.
Fall asleep on the show?
He'd fall asleep on the show.
John McClane, too?
Yes.
John McClane
He was on the phone.
Midday Guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when they were on. Yep. Fell asleep on the phone.
But you got to be tired.
Right?
But the funny thing about
Mark, of an interview?
Yeah.
Mark Howard's in the studio, so they would just give him crap because they wouldn't necessarily know, and then they'd hear the snoring and then turn to him.
Now, listen, that was an early show.
That was an early show.
Yeah, I can see that. Remember when I first started, when I was driving and still doing the show?
Yeah.
Like, it was some of them times I was like, ooh.
I remember.
Wake up, Slim. Like, I didn't fall asleep, but I was right there. Like, I could have, a little blanket and a pillow, and I would have been out.
So the Titans sign a kicker. So the Nick Folk era is over.
Yep.
With the Tennessee Titans. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Miami Pro Day underway. Cam Ward doing that. Yes, Tracy Wolfson. Thank you for the reminder. Multiple people will be on with us next. She had Duke in Florida and UConn and Mississippi State and Baylor and all those people that were in Raleigh. And she's going to Atlanta this week. So we'll talk with her about college basketball next. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, new or pre-owned. They have a tremendous pre-owned selection if you want to go that route. They certainly will help you out. Just let them know what you're looking for. Maybe you need something with a little more space. Maybe you need something cheaper. Maybe you need something bigger. They will point you in the right direction. Just have that conversation with Daniel Gupton and his crew, and they will have you ready to roll. In that test drive, you come back inside, they will help make the numbers work, and it will be that easy. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. This will be the best vehicle buying experience you will have ever had. So if you're out there looking around, make sure you include Gupton. If you haven't started yet, start there, and you'll end there. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. Address, phone number, inventory, and deals they have going on in March right there at GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
We've got the trucks, all the trims, all the towing, all the bells and whistles, and all at Truck Month Savings. Two Rivers Ford is Ford Truck Central.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. Titans sign a kicker. So Nick Folk's done with the Titans. Joey Sly is this dude's name. Holds the Commanders' record for longest field goal, 61 yards. Holds the Patriots' record at 63 yards. Here's the thing, though. 26 of 33 last year. You have to go back 89 kicks from Nick Folk to find 7 misses. And that's 3 seasons. He was 21 of 22 last year, 25 of 25 with extra points. So we'll talk about that a little more. Obviously, you spent a lot of time on college basketball. We called our good friend Tracy Wolfson from CBS Sports to join us. Tracy, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing well. So you caught the Raleigh side of things, which means you have Florida, Duke. You got to chat with Dan Hurley a little bit. I'm sure that's fun. So
are we going to start there? Can we start there?
Do you want to start there?
Kind of. What does he like to cover?
Look, you know what? I've covered him for the last 2 national championships, 14-0. I covered him obviously this year, and I know, the rhetoric out there. We see the videos. I kind of joke like we should have a Dan Cam, like dedicated solely for him. I know he wouldn't be happy about it because we show so much of him to begin with. But look, I mean, he's so honest about who he is and all the stuff that he's gone through and the mental health side of it. And this is who he is. And he's an open book. And, a lot of the stuff, certainly whether it's being a sore loser or the things that he says or the things how he, what he's like on a court and going after the crowd and going after the refs, I get it, and I get how it rubs people the wrong way. But I also understand the opposite side is, this is just who he is. And I think he grapples with that and tries to figure out, a way to You really balance it out. And I think in the heat of the moment and when you lose and all this all comes out. But he is so honest with who he is and the issues that he has with, himself and with the stuff that he's dealing with mental health and what he's overcome, that it makes it very interesting. And, I can see both sides of the story, but I love every minute being around him. He's really real with us every time we sit down.
Good perspective.
So he said after the game, Tracy, that losing will make him a better coach and will change him. Do you believe that?
I do believe that. I think he had a lot of pressure on him to win from the beginning and prove something amongst his family. And he talked about that pressure amongst the family of winners.
That's true.
And then he finally wins. And you go 13 straight NCAA tournament wins. You didn't feel like this low, right? And it was a really difficult season for them. And I think he felt, certainly getting out of the Big East, getting into the tournament would maybe give them some, hope or just a little breath of fresh air. And he did feel that if he could win one, they could go on a run. And they gave, Florida all they can handle. And so I do think that, he'll have some time to now sit down. Maybe, the pressure is off a little bit. I'm not sure. He joked with when he's feeling down, he goes and he plays with his rings. So maybe he went back to stores, and that's what he's doing right now. But I think he will. I think this will allow him to reevaluate some things.
Tracy Wolfson with us on 3HL from CBS. She'll be in Atlanta on Friday for the games coming up.
So, Tracy, looking ahead to the teams you got to cover now, you got Auburn, who with the overall seed. When you talk about guys with personality, they're led by one in Bruce Pearl. What are you most interested in seeing this Auburn and Michigan matchup?
Yeah, I love being around Bruce Pearl also. What a coach, but a person. Had the chance, to be alongside him a lot throughout his career. I think they bring in, I'm starting to watch. I'm almost done with the Creighton game. I haven't really seen them. I kind of parachute in, first week in March. I cover the Big Ten, and then I head right into the tournament. So don't get to see a lot of the early college basketball matchups. But what I see is a lot of experience. I see a really potent offense. I see, they do a really good job on the glass. And obviously, Janai Broome is, All-American, and Player of the Year candidate. They're difficult. They're going to be very difficult to match up with. I know you talk Michigan. They've got the 2 7-footers and Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden. And they're, peaking at the right time again, went through a little bit of a down period where they just, and it was interesting talking to Dusty May going into that Michigan State game, that final regular season game of the season, where he felt like, they were so successful early and it was just working with Vlad and Danny, and they just became too reliant on it. And everyone kind of just stepped back and let it happen as opposed to staying engaged. And so you lost the guards and you lost that rhythm that they were playing with early on, and he had to find a way to get it back, and credit him. He brought Roddy Gale off the bench, and he, brought in L.J. Casons, provided a huge spark as a freshman. And they had some time. They gained some confidence after that Michigan State loss in that second half. And they regrouped and had some time to kind of take a breath before the Big Ten tournament and, find themselves again and bond again and really work on themselves. They didn't even work on who they were going to face in the Big Ten tournament because they didn't even know. And so then they go on a run. They win it, and now here they are in the Sweet 16. And credit Dusty May taking a team from 8-24, a whole new starting lineup, and now, a chance to go to the Elite Eight and, if they can knock off Auburn. I think it's going to be very difficult, but, I think that matchup of Wolf and Golden is going to provide some trouble as well.
Just got to throw a nice little War Eagle at you, Trace. I know you're a professional, but just,
Go blue.
Yes, for those that don't know, she is a Michigan girl.
Yeah, and you did the Big Ten tournament, right? So you mentioned Michigan getting on a run. That had to provide them momentum.
It really did. I mean, and I think they just needed that confidence again. You could sense them starting to play with that confidence. I mean, a guy like Trey Donaldson, who's really struggled. He was so good to start the season, went through a really rough patch, got back out, and it's just dagger after dagger. We saw it, yesterday as well, or Saturday night as well. And so, they're just feeling their offensive rhythm. They're playing with confidence. To be honest, they're also playing with nothing to lose. There was no expectations of this team coming in. And now they have, like I said, an opportunity to knock off the number 1 seed. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be a road game. I mean, that place is going to be packed with Auburn fans. And you know who else they're going to be packed with? Michigan State fans. Who are no doubt going to be rooting against Michigan. So, although who knows? Maybe they want, Michigan to beat Auburn, but I'm not sure. I think they do have some confidence. We'll see. It'll be an interesting dynamic there in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think the hatred runs deep in that rivalry, and you know that. So I think you're right.
So I'm just curious how you kind of feel, because you've covered these tournaments for a long time, and how it feels this year. Because coming in, we were like, okay, going through our brackets and whatever else, and I'm like, Kyle, my bracket is very chalk, I mean,
and you're doing well.
Yeah, and it just feels different this year. Why do you think that is, and do you feel the difference?
It's a really good question. I feel the difference, right? There's just not that many upsets, and we don't have a Cinderella really in the Sweet 16 now. So you're kind of like, okay, but I don't think that makes it any less fun, right? You're seeing great basketball out there. And one of the things that really stood out to me from Duke and Florida and even Baylor and UConn, you have Liam McNeely, you got Rob Wright, you got VJ Edgecombe, you got Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple. I mean, you got these freshmen, phenoms, that you're only going to get a chance to see once. That's Jace Richardson for, Michigan State. You're only going to get to see these guys once. So there's great basketball out there to watch. And I think people, when they go to watch the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight and going into the Final Four, you're going to see some competitive, really good games. And, you're not going to have a Cinderella that you're necessarily getting behind to root for, but I do think there's great basketball out there. And I think part of the reason is a lot of these mid-majors, after they make these runs and people see them, these stars wind up on these big, teams. That's what happens in the portal. I mean, it's crazy right now that the portal is open in the middle of the tournament, right?
Just open for those that don't know. Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy to me. I personally believe that, it should be open after the tournament ends, because it's really not fair. I mean, Michigan had a player right now, Scottie Pippen, who's Junior, who's going to head out into the portal and not travel with the team. It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, I think you're seeing a lot of that. These mid-major teams wind up with a lot of great players, but then those great players wind up on, these, big teams, the Blue Bloods and stuff. And so you're seeing a little bit of a change in college basketball, but I think it's going to be a fantastic regionals, and I can't wait to see who winds up in the Final Four.
Tracy, you had Florida and Duke in Raleigh for a couple games each from those two teams. What was your takeaway from Duke and Florida, and what do you think happens if they play coming up? I guess they would play for the in the Final Four they would play.
They would play. I think they'd play for the championship if that's the case. They're on different sides of the bracket.
Right. That's right.
Right.
Yep.
Only because yes. So they were both impressive. And don't look at Florida and say, oh, they squeaked by UConn, so they're not as good. And Duke blew by their two teams, and they're better. It's funny, I was just having this conversation. I'm like, that's not – first of all, you have to go through sometimes one of those types of games. And I think it's going to really help Florida to do that. Let's remember, Tom Golden didn't even have an NCAA tournament win until Friday. I mean, it's pretty crazy what he's done in 3 years. Losing to Colorado in the first round. This team is experienced. They're deep. They have a really potent offense, and they've improved defensively, cutting down 10 points per game since last year. And they have this, Walter Clayton Jr. kind of leads the way, but everyone contributes on that team. And so they're really difficult to deal with, and the experience factor is huge for them. And then you flip to Duke, where they are a little more inexperienced when it comes to the tournament. Certainly, you have Tyrese Proctor, who went off on Sunday, but you're led by 2 freshmen as well, and you don't know what you're going to get. You don't have a true point guard out there. I think talking to Grant Hill, that was something we talked about a lot coming into this tournament, but they're really good too. I would be surprised if those 2 are not in the Final Four. And to be honest, they look to both be championship caliber teams, led by 2 really good young coaches. So they're fun to watch.
Yeah, that was Tracy. That was my only thing when watching Duke. The inexperience factor. It seems to always bite them in neutral sites, and when they played Clemson. But the talent level is, you can't scoff at that. At all. So
no ankle deficiencies with Cooper Flag.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if it comes down to the nitty gritty. But you talked about the players with the transfer portal open. Man, it's interesting, too, like the mid-majors no longer are being able to retain not only players but coaches, too. Mm-hmm. Like these coaches bouncing in the middle of the NCAA tournament is kind of wild as well. I mean, a game after.
Yeah. I mean, Will Wade took the job before he was even done.
Right.
I've never seen that.
He was at NC State.
Yep.
But that's college basketball right now. That's the way it is. Like I said, I don't think it takes away from anything. Look, if players are going to bounce around, coaches are going to leave too. I don't love it, like I said, in the middle of the season. I don't think it's great. I think it had McNeese State, though, motivated because, first of all, remember, their players want to move to these, big, blue blood teams. That's what they want to be a part of. And so they're trying their hardest out there to say, hey, you know what? Maybe Will Wade will take us to NC State, right? So maybe they're out there kind of, and if not, they want to move. Maybe they want to move on too. They don't know who's going to coach them, so they don't know where they're going to be next year. They are also, I think, a very senior-laden team, so it was okay. A lot of them weren't going to come back anyway, but I do think that there's a lot of that. They're out to prove. I was watching maybe Alabama State against Auburn, rewatching that game today. And there are some guys on that team that are really good. And what they did against Auburn, is exactly what they want to do and get to the tournament so they can showcase not only their school and rep these mid-majors, but also showcase themselves because they do have the opportunities to move on if they want to. And so that's just kind of where college basketball is right now. I think there are some changes that could be made, but, I think it's really, it's great to tell these stories of these kids who have come from, a D2 school, some D3 schools, some moving from these mid-majors and moving in to the bigger schools. And so I think, we're seeing a lot of these names that maybe we didn't know in the past that are starring in March now.
I loved it when you, Tracy Wolfson with us from CBS Sports. I loved it when you caught up with Oklahoma guard Jeremiah Fears' dad, who was watching his other son play for Michigan State at the same time Jeremiah was balling out against UConn. That was a cool story and kind of a conflict for him.
Totally. And balling out is right. I was so impressed by Jeremiah Fears. The maturity of him and the way I spoke with him. He came over to me. He would shake my hand. He would do the interviews at halftime. And he went out with, no fear, no pun intended, and lit it up. And, again, we were talking about freshmen, right? This is probably his only time playing in an NCAA tournament game. And he really went out there without fear. And his father was able to see that, and his mom being in Michigan State. And I asked him kind of like, why, and he was just like, I figured I'd come here and hopefully I get a chance to see Jeremy with Michigan State on Sunday. And I'm sure part of it was, Oklahoma was certainly the underdog in that game. And, maybe this was his only chance to see Jeremiah play. But it's great for the Fears family. Tremendous story. The dad played in the NCAA tournament. And I said it on the air. I mean, a dream come true for a parent to be able to watch both of your boys in the tournament at the same time. And those two are best friends. Jeremiah and Jeremy are best friends, text before and after every game. You know what? It'll be interesting to see if Jeremiah gets a chance to go to Atlanta and see his brother play on Friday.
Love it. You got something?
Yeah, I have one more for you. If you could, Tracy, I know you're going to do phenomenal work, man. Please tap into Tahad Pettiford and his relationship with his dad. You talking about freshmen. Man, the world needs to understand how humble this kid is, man, and his team before itself, and his game is next level, especially with all them veterans that he plays with at Auburn.
I agree, and I'm going to go down that hole. I thank you for bringing that up because, again, just watching, what he's been able to do and the big games he's had against Kentucky and Houston and, and certainly this past weekend, really impressive kid. And I can't wait to meet him and learn more about him. And like you said, bring his story more to light.
Great kid.
Tracy Wolfson with us on 3HL. She's got Ole Miss, Michigan State, 6:09 p.m. on CBS on Friday, and Auburn and Michigan.
She has the frauds. She's calling the frauds game. You got Ole Miss frauds.
Yeah.
That'll be fun right there. Chris Beard got some ammunition for his guys.
He's animated.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much.
All right.
Good luck to your Vols, by the way.
Hey.
That a girl. There you go. We'll just keep eating junior bacon cheeseburgers, too, Tracy. Thank you for that.
You got it.
See ya.
Talk to you guys later.
I mean, they played that commercial like 8,000 times.
Yeah. Dog, dude, do you know how much bulletin board material there was for Chris Beard? Like, did they not play? Ole Miss played so
when he started
possessed.
to let that question go, and another question was asked, and he's like, let's go back to this.
See? And that's all I'm saying, too,
in the
Babs.
moment, like, I'm about to use this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you, man, is going on it. If it was, I don't take nothing back. But every North Carolina player reminds me, the way I was talking coming out of that tunnel. You know what I mean? Because we had to stay, because I don't know why the game was so delayed, the game before us, playing in the Sweet 16 versus North Carolina. But for some reason, they had us in the exact same tunnel.
Yeah, that
side
was
by side. I'm like,
this is a terrible
And I'm
idea.
sitting there like, man, you know what? It was quiet. Everybody like, in their little zone. I'm like, so y'all expect us not to say nothing? And here I go.
Do you remember what you said?
Oh, Babsy.
You were going at the football players playing basketball.
I was bad. I was all over. I was talking to the coaches. Like, I remember Phil Ford looking back like, what is wrong with this dude right here? Like, it was on. Like, that's too much time. It's too much idle time, dog. And we hyped up to play Carolina?
Yeah.
Like North Carolina. Come on, dog. On that stage?
To go to the Elite Eight.
Come on, man. Yeah, so they were wrong for putting us in that same zone.
But
all of them remember. I mean,
Brendan Haywood was on the show talking about
I'm telling you, all of them, dog. All of them. So, yeah, man. But all you need is that little bitty piece. That's why it was interesting to say that on that platform.
Y'all didn't lose because you were popping off.
Oh, no, I did what I was supposed to do.
There was a matchup in that game.
Yeah. Ed Cota went berserk when Brandon Haywood fouled out. We just needed Tony Harris to just deliver a little bit more.
Or Brandon Haywood not to foul out.
If he don't foul out, we win. I mean,
I remember you saying
away.
it, and I remember Chris Lowe saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Running away, no question. No question. Cam Ward is throwing people.
He's throwing people now? Football's not good enough?
Yeah, he actually had the people on the sideline move back because he was going to hit them. So it was a little inaccurate on the warm-up, but he's zoning in now.
He's in there throwing people.
Yeah, he is. He was throwing actual people back. He told the people move back. Like, what are y'all doing? So throw y'all back.
Yeah, football's too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me throw people.
What,
go. Zeph?
A couple of those short throws he was using like arm only, which kind of makes me nervous. But
oh my gosh,
no,
everybody's going to read too much into all of this.
That's just because I grew up going like, don't go arm only. But obviously he's been playing at quarterback at a high level.
And obviously that arm is very, very strong.
Oh, it is zipping out of there.
You were going to put your football knowledge of throwing a football up against his. That's what just happened right there.
I like it,
Yep.
That's what happens at the bachelor party.
Gotta get those legs involved.
Hey, get it out now because Babs will have an axe in her hand on Thursday.
No, I'm all for Cam Ward. Don't worry, Don. Mostly because they don't have another option.
I mean, that ball coming out of there.
He is zipping it, though.
He's got an arm.
That ball coming out of there.
I want him to throw people now. All right,
already did that.
We'll be right back. More basketball talk and Titans news. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What could you do with an extra 75 grand right now? Maybe a couple 100,000. Yeah. Well, if you own a home, guess what? Loan Pronto can help you get that money in less than a week. Loan Pronto, the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold hard cash so you can pay off all your credit cards or maybe start that home remodel project. Loan Pronto has some easy options to let you access the cash with virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, and usually no appraisal. We did not have to have an appraisal when we got money out to do our backyard project. It was super easy. I loved Loan Pronto, and the average homeowner in our area now has over $300,000 in equity. That is your money. Use it. You can get approved in as little as a day. Act now with no hard credit pull up front. You can start the entire process if you want, without talking to anybody at loanpronto.com. That's what I wanted because it's easier. 615-499-5780 is the number to call if you do want to talk to somebody to start to get the money you need for anything. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com. That's Loan Pronto. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. The Titans are adding journeyman kicker Joey Sly. Was an all-state kicker and linebacker in high school. Kicked for the Patriots last year, 26 of 33. That's 78.8%. Nick Folk was 21 of 22, 95.5%. The Titans are adding journeyman kicker.
Hey, I was like, what is that? That's yours twice.
No, I was practicing for my ventriloquism.
Good job. You nailed it, Yor.
Sorry, we're disjointed. We were watching Cam Ward Pro Day coverage.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we'll have more on that. Zeph's in there monitoring the situation. This Joey Sly guy.
This TV right here.
I mentioned that in the hallway. Holds the Commanders' record for longest field goal at 61 yards. Holds the Patriots' record at 63 yards. He's 29. Well, he'll be 29 on April 10th, so that's coming up. Happy early birthday, Joey Sly, new Titans kicker. 5'11", 213. What?
Younger. He's younger.
Yes. This is his 8th NFL team. Was an all-state kicker and all-state linebacker in high school, this guy.
Oh, so
I fully expect him to run down the field.
That's what I was going to say. He not only can he kick, but he can make the tackle.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Go down and lay people out.
Sound good to me. I think we need to stay away from it, but if it needs to.
He was 6 of 9 from 50+. His numbers just don't add up to Nick Folk. I get the age difference, but Nick Folk last year was 21 of 22. He was 6 for 6 from 50+. 25 of 25 extra points. The man missed one kick all season.
That's good.
So, I don't know. Sly missed 7 kicks last year. You've got to go back 3 seasons and 89 kicks to find 7 misses from Nick Folk. So, wow. There you go.
So the splash has been made. This is one of our other splashes.
Is that a splash?
We got a punter. We got a D tackle. We got a guard.
What's a bigger splash? Buck Rising jumping into a pool or them signing this guy?
Absolutely Buck Rising.
Yeah, especially because he can't swim.
Yeah, yes. You have to have lifeguards on tight. He did that charity thing, and they had to have lifeguards in the pool.
Right.
Even though he could stand up.
You can stand up. I don't want to stand up. I want to be saved. Buck
Rising. From former quarterback Chase Daniel, Cam Ward is the best all-around quarterback in this draft, and it's not close in the pocket and outside. Number 1 pick type talent. Pro day's going on right now. Y'all saw a little bit. He was on intermediate routes.
Yeah, what I don't know what we're supposed to walk away with from this.
I don't even know why they do them.
Because they're throwing on air.
Right, that's my
outside of like the entire Titans organization basically is down there. And they took him out to dinner reportedly last night. I think PK had that. And their entire video crew is there doing work. And they're talking with people on the sidelines that, are on the Miami staff and things like that. But I think the throwing has no effect on it.
Yeah.
Don't you?
It's just one of the workouts for the day.
Now, if he's got a receiver that's kind of a tweener draft pick or undrafted guy, you can help him.
Yep.
But in terms of Cam Ward going number 1,
right,
you're not going to not take him based on his pro day, are you?
No.
I mean, he would have to go out and
there are a million things more
all the way up.
There are a million things more important than that.
My thing is, how can you stink a pro day up? Not like you've been doing this all your life.
No,
like, I went through this.
If you do, then there's serious red flags.
Yeah, like no question about it.
Yeah. Although we did just see one of his throws that was not pretty.
Didn't Will Howard have a really bad pro day at the at the combine?
Well,
I'm not sure.
Combine's a little different though. Like your pro
because
day,
you're not throwing to your receivers.
and also your pro day is catered to your strengths.
And that's what I was just about to say. Like going through that in the basketball aspect.
Yeah.
I went into that. Who do we have? We had like 8 teams come, and it was 4 of us working out for a private workout in Houston, and John Lucas was running it, and it was. I walked in there like, this is just another practice day.
Right.
Like we just got eyes on us now with not other guys in it. It's just 4 of us. So, I mean, how can you lose? Like I don't know. That's why I'm not a scout.
That's why?
I guess so, because I don't know.
That's the only reason why?
Yeah, maybe Buzz didn't ever hit me back, too.
I can't wait to get... Hey, Zeph, are you monitoring this pro day situation in there? Because we don't have a TV in here.
Yeah, I am watching Cam Ward walk around right now.
Okay, good.
I think he's
How's he look? Is he walking around good?
Yeah.
No, you got to fast forward, though.
I took walking at the University of Tennessee. I bet I could outwalk him.
Hey.
Like speed walking?
No, you just walked around.
No, it's just a different. It's a different kind.
Yeah.
I took them all. So your might just took one. I took jogging.
I took one, and we just walked around campus.
Athlete.
It wasn't even like the funny little like it looks like your hips out of joint.
No,
right.
Yeah, they got one of them too.
And listen, you got to do that properly, otherwise you're disqualified.
Yeah, I had to take mine in the spring because I got
what happened?
I had a letter.
You already started.
Yeah, I had a letter written that I couldn't do it because it was interfering with practice, my fatigue.
Oh my God.
Walking?
Yeah, because they told us you had to walk for real. Like, it ain't no you walking at the mall. This is, like I'm telling you, I took all of them. So it was jogging, it was speed walking, it was walking. It was another one, too. I can't think of the name of it. But, like, this stuff was timed. And you have to, like, it would be in the morning and there's no way you wasn't going to sweat.
What?
Like, because I went the first day, like, man, you know, I'm going to go, I'm winning my slides and everything. Like, just walking. Shh. I made that mistake again. So I had to go talk to somebody and tell them, I mean, I got to do this in the spring. I can't do this during the season. I'm going to be tired for practice.
They did just show Brian Callahan on the TV.
Snort.
Yes, they have showed him like numerous times.
Wait,
just intently watching.
Oh, I'm saying, I think yours is behind, man.
This is more important.
Yeah.
You need those 1-credit courses. That's why everybody has to take these stupid things.
I went and got them.
What did you take?
Man, I took every elective. Every single one. By the time I got to my senior year, I couldn't.
Did y'all get credit for playing basketball?
No, I wish
I got an hour every quarter.
Oh, wow. We needed that.
Y'all didn't get that?
Hell
it was an
y'all was
automatic A.
Y'all was not that cheating, but I knew
What
y'all
the
was
heck
doing something.
happened to Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't know. We went on top of our stuff.
Every single quarter, volleyball.
I took racquetball.
Really?
Yeah.
I took racquetball. I took bowling.
I took all
And it was 1
walking.
hour, so sometimes it would get you to, like, if you didn't want to take a lot of hours, but you still had to take a certain number of hours during season.
Oh, that's crazy.
Get you right there.
What's Brian Callahan doing now?
Archery.
I don't know. They haven't showed him in a minute.
Archery.
I did every elective. Every one of them.
By the way, Thursday, come to, where are we going to be? Where Don Davenport's going to be throwing axes.
Fox Street
Lawn Club.
Lawn Club.
Thursday, 3 to 6. Come watch Dawn, but stand behind her, although that could be dangerous too. Because you go over the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you could let it go and hit somebody behind you.
I could. I could.
That's not
Should we put an apple in somebody's head and let her throw out the apple?
Oh.
That would be awesome.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, you're volunteering?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yep.
I would like to hear 3 choices that Davenport would make to be that person.
Well, I think she just found her number one.
Zeph's number one. It was his idea.
Boy, there's some real possibilities out there.
I know, I'm going to keep my mouth shut right now. Get myself in trouble.
737-1045. Sweet 16 week. Cam Ward's throwing right now. Titans have a kicker. All that. Got a little nugget about Mike Vick. You know, he's coaching high school, college football. Mm-hmm. And he's got a quarterback. It's interesting. Next,
quarterback.
Also, the Lady Vols with the big win. Hear from Coach Kim Caldwell in the next segment after the game. If you're often feeling tired, lacking motivation and drive, gaining weight, or noticing a loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out. At Low T Center, they make it easy to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get your results back right there. Low T Center is not a typical doctor's office. Their physicians specialize in treating low T with testosterone replacement therapy or TRT for each patient. The experts at Low T Center have more than a decade of experience helping patients, and super important, their personal treatment plans are optimized for each patient. These are not just basic standard treatments. Also, for current patients, Low T Center offers you a $150 referral credit for each new patient that you refer to them. And at at Low T Center, you can also get your health evaluated for treatment with prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications. So go back to being your best. Go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, y'all. It's time to get to Brentwood Jewelry. BrentwoodJewelry.com. It's located right there at 7012 Church Street East. That's right in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Now, 50 years, over 50 years is what they've been doing. They've been proudly serving the community, and you can be a part of that exceptional style, exceptional deals that they've been handing out every day for over 50 years. When it comes to engagement rings, watches, or watch repairs, you don't need to go anywhere else. Get right there to Brentwood Jewelry. Now, if you haven't already heard, Nashville's premier timepiece dealer is Brentwood Jewelry. Now, not only do they have the best selection in watches, but they also have to be the go-to spot for pre-owned Rolexes. Whether that be vintage or current models, own a fine pre-owned Rolex for a fraction of the cost. Every watch has been meticulously serviced to ensure the highest level of performance and is presented with a 2-year warranty. So if you're not going inside, why don't you get on over on your laptop or your handheld device at BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Good evening. It is 5:03. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. In Titans news today, the team added a kicker, signing former Patriots and Commanders kicker Joey Slye. 28-year-old place kicker was 26 of 33 on field goal attempts in 2024 with the Patriots, with a long of 63. He was also 25 of 26 on extra point attempts. Potential number 1 overall pick Cam Ward is currently throwing out at Miami's Pro Day on the NFL Network. There's a large contingent of Titans staff there on site, including Brian Callahan, Mike Borgonzi, and a lot of those front office additions as they continue to evaluate prospects before the NFL draft. Also in NFL news, former Titans guard Dylan Radins is signing a 1-year deal with the New Orleans Saints. He met with the Seahawks before ultimately signing with the Saints. He started 15 games last year for Tennessee. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com, or you can use it once on your home for the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. 5 o'clock hour is here. Happy Monday to you. Beautiful day in the Music City. Brent Doherty with you. Dawn Davenport is here, y'all.
What up, Babsy?
Happy Monday, party people. Go Vols. Hey, hold that down.
You and I both wore pink shirts today.
Oh, look at y'all.
We did. We match. Although mine looks very Tennessee Vol orange on our
yours is more
chat.
like of a salmon type color than like straight up pink, but
salmon.
No, Slay.
Right when you started, we had that discussion.
There is no L in there, Slay.
There is an L.
Definitely.
There's an L in the word.
An L.
Yeah, you just don't pronounce
but
it.
You don't pronounce it, boys. Come on.
Well, yeah, but there's
salmon
an L
croquettes.
there.
I know there's an L in it. Jeez, guys.
See,
but it's
gonna be the,
but there is no L pronounced in it.
Right, so that's
I'm
my
sorry,
point.
I should have said pronounced. Jeez.
So if I'm Slay trying to make that point, I'm like, well, why is there an L in the word then? If you're not going to pronounce it.
I mean, now that's a legit argument.
Show me how you get Knipple out of that Duke guy's name. Show me that.
Oh, gosh.
That's why salmon.
Knipple. There ain't no I in that word.
Salmon.
Somebody
How would you say it?
Knipple. It's EU. Somebody pulled one over on that guy's family like way back in the day. I don't know what.
Well, yes, sir. It does look orange.
Yeah.
It does. Yours is very white. So put you two together, you've got orange and white.
Go, Vols, go.
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building.
When he's way late, he goes with that one.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out Seth's thing.
The first one he can click.
All right, so what's your evaluation, Seth, of Cam Ward's pro day so far? And then I'll go to these two.
I have not seen him miss a pass yet, but I also haven't been watching the entire thing.
I saw him miss, too. And I only watched during breaks.
Yeah. Slay Dog, you've watched more than anybody.
Although one of them I thought in the red zone was not on him.
Yeah, a little miscommunication or something.
It gets there.
It's air. So I don't know what lens I'm looking through. Just as a fan watching it, that's cool. Cam Ward's out here throwing the ball. Like, I mean, honestly, I don't know who, like.
What are you supposed to read into it?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, they're in the red zone right now. I did see some nice corner throws to the tight end. I mean, a beautiful ball right there, right before stepping out. Now he's working the pocket in the red zone, standing to look up. But, I mean, he's delivering it in those defense. I would hope once he gets his feet together and get his shoulders back squared, he could deliver the ball to an open receiver.
He does have his private QB coach following him around.
Yeah.
Before every throw.
I mean, that's a good point.
He's leading the drill.
I mean, everybody's 100% open at all times.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then his guys, like what Zeph is saying, like he's leading the drill. This isn't a NFL guy that's out here or somebody from the Titans is a fade.
Right.
All the way over through the fade to the corner.
Don't draft him number one.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, then he's come back in to give him another route.
I know that obviously, like, Guy doesn't feel pressure. But seriously, there are 500 people lined up behind him, watching him throw.
And he could not look more chill at all. I mean, that's who he is. But
it's completely different, though, than when you're playing in a game. You've got all your teammates around you. You've got a helmet on. Like, I don't care that there's 100,000 in the stadium. It's completely different. This is a completely different, I feel like, pressure.
Taylor asked the question, does he have zip?
Absolutely.
Yes.
How's the throwing motion?
Sometimes
motion looks good.
A little too much zip.
Yeah, it's zippy doodah. Babs, this is what I say, Babs. Like, this is when you walk into a situation like this is more of you showcasing you. So if I was, so what I was told before going into the workout, I think it was 8 teams or 4 guys working out. So you're bringing in these scouts to showcase what you've done or what they've heard. So in my case, mine was to show my body change. So Luke was like, man, before you come in, go stretch, warm up, and go to the weight room first. And, you know what I mean, do some core exercises and then walk in. He said, as soon as you walk in, take your shirt off. You know what I mean? So they can see the transformation of your body. You know what I mean? So that was my thing. The other one was, so I'm telling you, I've been bringing sexy back. It just always leave me, but then I had to go get it again.
I like that because, like, dudes, like,
I'm telling you,
dudes lift right before they go out. Same reason,
dude. I'm telling you, but
you also feel better too.
Yeah,
right.
That was, and then they put you in different spots. Like for mine was catch and shoot. Show them how much I could stretch the floor. Another guy, Indy Ebby, that was out there. We ended up getting drafted to the Timberwolves, I think. He wanted to show his length. So to show his length, what they did was move everybody out, and on the sideline it was a wall, probably 5 feet out of bounds. He would make us touch the wall and see if you can get to the rim and dunk in one dribble by touching the wall. So just to show how long he really is, instead of running from the 3-point line, taking off the dunk. So this, to me, it ain't pressure. It's more because you worked to this point. So I couldn't wait to be like, man, let me take his shirt off and start sweating. You know what I mean? Then, you know, I might dunk and then, you know what I mean, flex a little bit or something. You know, just to show him like, dang, okay. He is taking it serious. So this is, to me, this is all it is. And then once you get to making shots, Yeah, you
saw that overthrow.
Yeah, he was rolling right. The receiver ran an in route and then went back outside in the back of the end zone. And, I mean, it was about 4 feet high.
So should it be concerning that he's missing throws? Because, like, all of these quarterback pro days, they're always like, well, he was 89 of 90. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then we always say, well, he's throwing to his own guys. Everything's scripted. Like, who cares? But if you're missing a bunch of throws, see, that's the kind of thing Titans fan will be like, I told y'all when he had that pro day, he was missing throws. Like if he doesn't do well his rookie season.
Here we go, tight end drag.
How do his feet look was another question.
It's cool. His feet look good, and especially in the pocket when moving and staying in the pocket. That rollout, he done missed a couple on the rollout. I've seen 2 misses on the rollout.
Slay is at the Cam Ward pro day desk.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do notice is, like, just comparing him to the current quarterback on the Tennessee Titans, Will Levis, he is a lot more, like, fluid in his motion and how he carries himself when he's throwing than Will Levis. Like, Will Levis, I feel like, just looks and feels so stiff when he's back there playing quarterback. Just watching him throw, 50 passes in a row right here, Cam does not look like that at all.
Thank you, Zeph.
I can understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Zeph's at the annex desk of the Cam Ward Pro Day.
Yeah, Levis looks strong in everything he does.
Me and Babs just over here in our pink shirts.
Can't watch, except for in the breaks.
Y'all want me to turn it around for y'all?
Team Babs and Brent.
Can we turn around or we get in trouble for that?
Huh? I don't know.
I have it on my phone. It's just glitchy.
Yeah, you don't want to be glitchy, Babsy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I do have a quick note from former Titans tight end Ben Troop.
What did he say?
I saw it on Twitter. Mike Vick's first quarterback recruit at Norfolk State is Donovan McNabb Jr.
Oh, there we go.
He's 6 feet 170. Vick was also 6 feet. I guess he still is. Or maybe he's like me and Babs.
It's too short. It's too short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Footwork. Oh, opposite way.
That was a bad throw.
That was not pretty.
So your judge of his pro day right now is like a C+?
It just showed Callie and
Hardigree.
Yeah.
Bo
laughing.
Hardigree?
Well, Hardigree was laughing.
Callie's face
Callie was not laughing.
He was not smiling at all.
There you go.
Look, they got him over his right shoulder there.
A little smirk. He's smirking.
Yeah, I wouldn't be laughing at that throw either. Seen way too much of that.
All right, here we go. Here's a redemption right here.
Okay.
Receiver split out wide.
I know you guys are enjoying this play-by-play of Cam Ward's.
It's very descriptive.
Ball snap.
Right. Cam Ward's.
Roll left, come back right. Oh, come on, cameraman.
Yeah, that was poor camera work.
What are you doing?
Anyway, Donovan McNabb Jr. had been offered by Arizona, Iowa State, Minnesota, and Syracuse, which makes sense.
Brown, baby.
Among others. So we'll see. But, Mike Vick at Norfolk State, in case y'all didn't know that. Lady Vols bulldozed Ohio State 82-67 to earn a Sweet 16 bid. We'll talk with Chris Lowe about that when we come back. And I said we would play a cut from they were down early, but then they controlled the game. In fact, they were up big, and then they gave up a 17-0 run.
That's what it was.
Where Ohio State got
down,
back
they
in
gave
it.
up a
No, they was down too. I think they was down 12.
Right,
You was
but they
right.
gave up
I think it was like they down 12 in the first or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, early.
Yeah, in the first quarter. Second quarter is when they put their run together.
And then they fought back from the 17-0. I mentioned we would hear from Ken Caldwell. We'll do it before we go to Chris Lowe when we come back.
Just
So
missed
first
another
thing,
pass to your arm, everybody. Sorry.
It's
she'll talk.
actually not looking ideal from Cam Ward right this second, but that's okay.
Kim Caldwell on the timeout after Ohio State's 16-0 run. She'll talk about what happened there and ultimately led them to victory. That's coming up. Chris Lowe coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? 615-898-9367 is the number to go call or text when you're trying to get involved with Game Day Men's Health Care. This is what you need to do, man. GameDayMen'sHealth.com is right there for you to get well. Yeah, you're probably like, well, like what? What you mean, Slay? Well, you want to feel well, don't you? You want to be well. You want to look well. Look your best. How do you do that? You need to get in control of your testosterone levels. You need to understand exactly what they affect, whether you're feeling grumpy, you're frustrated with your gains in the gyms, whatever it may be. All of these things play a part in it, and you have an opportunity to change that lack of desire, that energy, those performance issues. They got 2 locations for you to go to. Let me show you how simple this is. One is in Green Hills, one is in Hendersonville. Grab your phone, go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com, and at the top of the page, click Book Appointment. Pull up to one of the 2 locations in Green Hills or Hendersonville. Name, phone number, and email is all you need. That's it. Someone from Game Day will call you to set an appointment. 15 minutes will have your lab results back, and you will meet with a medical expert who specializes in testosterone, sexual health, and erectile dysfunction, and receive a tailored solution for your needs. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone, Monday edition. Hope you're having a great day. It's going to be a fun week. Tennessee, Kentucky coming up on Friday. Thursday, you've got Alabama, BYU, Florida, Maryland, Duke, Arizona, Arkansas, Texas Tech. Then Friday, Ole Miss, Michigan State, Tennessee, Kentucky, Auburn, Michigan, Houston, and Purdue. All that coming up this week. And it is going to be fun. Lady Vols got a win over Ohio State in Columbus on Ohio State's home floor. Tough break for Ohio State. This is how their season ended last year. Trying to get to the Sweet 16 on their home floor. 2 years in a row they've lost. So that's tough. Your girl from Nashville is really good.
Jelani Cambridge, the truth. I'm telling you.
She can
is a different animal. She went on a nano run on her own.
On her own. Co-freshman of the year in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a disjointed game, full of runs, but in the end, Tennessee ended up handling things. But there was a nervous part outside of the beginning where Ohio State jumped out. But then Tennessee went up big. But Ohio State bounced back. It was like a 16 or 17 to nothing run, something like that. Anyway,
16.
Kim Caldwell talked about that. Like, what was that timeout like? Because she called timeout, which she doesn't like to do and hardly ever does, but did in that moment. What was said?
I didn't have to really say anything, and that's when our team was the best. And we've talked about it all year. They had it handled. They had it handled. I didn't even need to be here today. I didn't. They had it handled at halftime. They had it handled in the timeouts before I got there. They were saying things before I said it. I mean, there were countless times that I was getting ready to say something, and they already said it. So they kind of led themselves, which is big.
That's huge right there. The listening to that, that's what Todd Golden reminded me of. From Florida. Also, Bruce Pearl, when you listen to him speak, like, if it's already said, Coach Barnes is not good teams. How about that? A sign of a good team is when your team can coach and patrol themselves, and it seems like that's what she had going for them.
I remember we had Brittany Ezel who was a local star basketball player. She ended up coaching Belmont, among other places. But she came in and told us, she said, a lot of teams, you have to be the guiding force as a coach and your coaching staff. She said, but when you get those teams where the players do it themselves, that's special. And that's when you have something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chris Lowe joins us from ESPN.com. Chris, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm just glad that Ron Slay made it back safely.
Rolling. Highway warrior,
why would that need to be pointed out?
This weekend.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Slay is a road warrior because I'm at that age, man. That piano gets on my back. If it's after 11 o'clock at night, I'm staying the night. Slay gets it.
Yep.
He and his boys get in the car and they hit the interstate and they're back to Nash Vegas, man.
Yeah, he's got a system.
Yeah, we gone, baby. We gonna get on down. Get on down
the road. Let's start with the Lady Vols. You just heard Kim Caldwell talking about kind of bouncing back from that run, and she went on to say, while the players were talking when she went over there, that she had something to say, but one of the players would say it before she even had to. You've been around teams, obviously, in your just storied career. When you get situations where players are kind of coaching themselves, that's kind of a different deal.
Yeah, and a lot of that is, I think, too, the coach trusting her players. And the other thing with this Tennessee team is they're all involved. They're all invested. She plays so many players. It's not like she's playing 7, 8, 9. She's playing a lot of players, a lot of minutes. And they all know that she believes in the entire roster, in effect. And when you have that belief and that trust, and again, I think the style, with these teams now that Tennessee's playing that haven't seen that, teams outside the SEC, it's even more difficult to deal with because you really can't simulate that. I remember Gino Ariema saying that when they played Tennessee the first time when I spoke to him, is until you play against that system, players running in and out, the three, the press, the frenetic pace the entire game, until you go up against it, it's really hard to know what you're going to have to do and what you're facing.
It's crazy to come in year one in that program with Pat Summitt everywhere around you. to be able to put together this kind of change and this kind of season in year one, right? Like I didn't anticipate them having a chance to play for an Elite Eight.
No, I don't think most people did. I mean, I think a lot of it was she was just sort of unknown.
Yeah, yes.
She coached at Marshall 1 year, and I was talking to Marcus Hilliard in Lexington, one of Danny White's associates, and Marcus is involved in sort of scouting her and looking at numbers and crunching those numbers of what they did and how they did it. And I think that was, in talking to Marcus about that, he said that was what Danny was looking for, was somebody who was different, it was unique, that played the kind of basketball, the style of basketball that you don't see all the time. That, A, you attract great players, and B, it's difficult to prepare for. And they had done enough work on her going back to before she was at Marshall to see that, given the resources and the kind of athlete she's going to be able to recruit to Tennessee, I think bringing in new players is especially impressive, because sometimes it takes a while when you plug in players. New system, it's new to everybody, obviously, with Kim coming in her first year, but all that's been impressive. And I'll go back to something Gino said. He said, listen, I didn't know everything about her, but I knew enough about her style when she came in that she was going to be a problem for people with the way they play. I don't think he felt, just like you, that it would be this effective this quickly. But as she's able to build around her system now and replenish and bring in the kind of players that she wants to, and the kind of players that are going to flourish in her system, they're only going to get better. And yes, it's no matter what happens the rest of the year, I hate to use the word cash, house money, because I can promise you that Kim Caldwell and those kids on that team don't think they're playing with house money. They want to win
no way.
and have a chance to win it all. But it's been a really, really, if you're a Tennessee Lady Vols fan, you look at what she's done in year one, and boy, you look pretty joyfully to the future.
Well, Slay says she's got a mob coming in next year. 5 of the top 53 McDonald's All-Americans. And it was funny, like watching her, it almost, like watch the body language of the opponent. Now, this opponent's different, Texas, number 1 seed. But like watching the body language of the Ohio State kids as Tennessee would just consistently throw 5 new players at them, you could watch them kind of wither.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kim says if her kids aren't tired, then there's something wrong. I mean, she's talking about her own players. When they come out of the game, or there's TV timeouts, if they're not just exhausted because they're playing so many players, then she knows that they're not playing to the level, just effort-wise, that she wants them to. So imagine the other team when you're going up against 10 players like that. They're in and out, It's like a football team that's got 2 or 3 running backs. You get in the fourth quarter, and there's a fresh set of legs coming at you on every other possession. And you played, 80 snaps of defense or 90 snaps of defense, and you've got 3 running backs who are sharing the load. It's much like that in basketball. Is their fresh legs, they're able to press as relentlessly in the fourth quarter as they are in the first quarter, and there's just no drop-off. And I think that's what they've been able to do to people this year.
Chris Lowe with us from ESPN.com. Tennessee, Kentucky coming up on Friday. One of the Kentucky players, Butler, right after their win, talked about playing Tennessee for a third time, but it's the last sentence that's getting everybody. Before we get your take on this, let's play it for the people that maybe haven't heard this.
Yeah, we're just battle tested, throughout this whole, conference. Conference was a beast. We had a lot of good teams that we played, but, we stayed resilient, stayed together, and, just showed today. Everybody was playing with love and passion for one another, and, we can't focus about anything but, the next game, and, we just have a lot of love, and we're going to win that game.
We're going to win that game, Chris Lowe.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this first and foremost. I don't know that he's necessarily calling his shot. I don't think he's Babe Ruth standing there with a bat pointing to center field. But I would be upset if I were a Kentucky fan or teammate if he didn't say that. Now, you can take that and twist it. It was first of all, like you said, Brent, it was a long quote. He didn't come out and say, "Hey, we're going to kick Tennessee's." You know why?
Right.
Maybe he will.
Said we're going to win the game.
Yeah, maybe he will next time. I don't know.
Yeah, of course he thinks they're going to win the game. I can promise you, the guy Ziegler thinks they're going to win. Jemai Mashai. Now, will they come out and say it like that? I don't know, Slay, man. Don't you think 4, 5, 6 minutes into the game, those kind of things wear off?
Yep. until you get on a run, and then you remind them when you're sitting at the free throw line and you're up 12.
Right.
Like you
right.
remember
You get up on them.
Yeah.
You get up on them, and all of a sudden you're up 8-9 points.
Mm-hmm.
6 or 7 minutes to play, and they're at the front end of a crucial 1-on-1. Yeah, I agree with that. I just think there's more in these type of games. There's so much around and surrounding this game. The history, the first time they played the tournament. Kentucky's won both times this year. The fact that Mark Pope's in his first season, Rick really pretty much, I won't say dominated, but he had his way for the most part with Cal. And now here's Mark Pope in his first year. He's 2-0 against Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes trying to get this team back to the Elite Eight. He's never been in the Final Four. There's just a lot of storylines. I think it really gets down to, and you can never just mark one thing and say, here's the difference. But in the first 2 games this year, these 2 teams, in the most recent game, Tennessee was 3 of 18 from three-point line. Kentucky 12 of 24. In the other game, Tennessee was 11 of 45 from 3, and Kentucky was 12 of 24. I think if Tennessee makes shots, they were very efficient the other night. They were 11 for 22 from the three-point line. If they make shots and make three-pointers, because I think you're going to get some open looks. Kentucky is really good the way they spread you up. I don't think Kentucky is a lead on defense. Tennessee is a lead on defense. So if Tennessee makes three-pointers, I think they win this game. If they get into one of these deals where they have them take 30, 35 three-pointers, then they're probably in trouble. But if they can be a 10 for 20, 11 for 23, that type of efficiency from the three-point line, and probably defend a little bit better
right
from the three-point line, which is easier said than done because Kentucky will spread you out, and they've got different guys that can make threes. And I think that's the key to this game. The crazy thing, Slay, is Tennessee out-rebounded Kentucky in each of the first 2 games.
Yep. And I think that's when you look at it, they're potent when they get offensive rebounds. I think it was key stretches during those games that were when Kentucky was able to get offensive rebounds and give themselves another look. A team that shoots the ball that well and is predicated on shooting the three, you never want to get them second look. So I think it's going to be a front court game of being able to manage exactly who Garrison is, Almanar, Amari Williams, Carr. You got to hold those guys in check. I think that's what's been able to get them, Kentucky. Like when Tennessee is close, what opens it up for Kobe Brea and those guys is a guy like Almanar coming off the bench, and he's been a thorn in the side of Tennessee. And he hasn't really done anything much in these first 2 rounds, but against Tennessee in the regular season, man, he was a killer.
Yeah, you're right. They can't get beat in the post. They can't let Kentucky get what I call not garbage baskets, but where you get putbacks and guys are able to get the ball deep in the post and score. They really, quite frankly, the kind of points Tennessee really gets.
Right.
Tennessee doesn't get those kind of points.
Yeah.
Now, Jackson Robinson was a huge problem for Tennessee.
Yes, he was.
And he's not playing. So, I mean, that's one of those things that if you want to look at sort of who they have, who they don't have, and you're right. I think Kentucky's deep enough that, it's not a huge deal for them. When I say it was a problem in the one game, but they still need to, I think, make three-pointers.
Yep.
I know there's already been a lot of talk about they're playing in a football stadium, a dome stadium. Sometimes it's harder for shooters to get going with that backdrop. What about you, Slay? I mean, you played in some of those type stadiums. What makes it hard to shoot?
I think anywhere other than the corner is difficult because you're so used to when you're looking through the backboard, you see stands that go straight up in the air instead of going back and up.
Right.
Listen, man, you can go in there and do shoot around and everything. When the adrenaline starts pumping, and for some reason, if you're not locked in on your target, your eyes tend to wander. If you miss the first one and you start looking through the basket, there's some weird stuff that goes on.
It's depth.
Yeah, the depth perception is serious. You know what I mean? But it's also it also goes to the flip side. I've seen guys get hot in there and they can't miss. So because you feel like you're on a stage the way you're playing. So it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds, man. I would say the team that has the I know how the three-point line is going to be vital, but those point paints, like you just described, CeeLo, being able to get those. And I think another thing that Tennessee was able to do in these first 2 rounds, and I don't know if it showed in the stats, but be able to get out and the turnovers that they were able to get, they were able to turn them into points. That's huge, man, for them to be able to steal some buckets or steal some matchups in cross matches being coming down. I think when they played at Auburn, when Chaz got going, that was one of the things Bruce Pearl was quick to call timeouts for, because it's like, how do you leave this guy? I mean, pick him up across half court. And the way he's playing, you better pick him up. But it's going to be interesting with him and Gainey running the wings as a cat controlling the tempo offensively anyway.
Yeah. They don't get a lot of transition points.
No.
He doesn't. They just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that Utah State-UCLA game Thursday, and that game was up and down. UCLA did get a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, Tennessee did not let them get a lot. They don't usually let the other teams. But, yes, if they can steal, defense to offense. Here's the other thing. And you say these things and come back to haunt you sometimes. If Jordan Gainey plays the way he did the other night and shoots the way he did the other night, Tennessee wins this game.
Yep.
He was 2 of 14, I think, or 2 of 13 from the three-point line in the first 2 games against Kentucky. He is a better player, and not just a shooter, but a player.
Yeah.
And I go back to the SEC tournament, the way he played against Florida, Auburn, looking for his shot, going strong to the basket. If that version of Jordan Gainey shows up, and I think he will, then I think Tennessee wins this game.
And you got to think also, Tennessee hasn't had that over the years. You know what I mean? In a minute, but since probably that Lamonte Turner being able to come off the bench, something that you can rely on. Like when they come off the bench, as a fan, you're standing up like, yes.
It's like, confidence level.
Yeah, it's like you don't know who's coming out, but because you love the starters, but man, it's like, okay, here we go. Now it's a run about to start. So Gainey bringing that dynamic, man, is I'm with you on that, Lo.
Yeah, you could just sort of see it in his eyes. Really, since the postseason started.
Yeah.
I think he understands it. His dad's a coach, and this is his last shot at it. And what a move it's been for him to go from USC Upstate to Tennessee and be the factor he's been, playing with his dad on the same team with his dad. I know we talk a lot about Jemai Mashack, and we talk a lot about Zakai Ziegler, rightfully so, the veterans guys who played a lot. But Jordan Gainey's played a lot of hoops too. And I think those 3 in particular, certainly post guys got to show up. But if those 3 in particular are on their game, I like Tennessee. Leadership, guts, heart, making big shots, and not panicking if they get down. If Kentucky goes on a run and gets up, 5, 6, 7 points, these guys I think have been there enough that they're not going to panic. They understand it's win or go home. That type of leadership, those type of intangibles are the reason I think Tennessee will win this game.
Maybe we'll throw you on later in the week and kind of run down the rest of the Sweet 16. We were very Tennessee-centric today, but with good reason. I mean, biggest game in Tennessee-Kentucky basketball history? Biggest matchup?
I think it's as big a game as Tennessee's played hoops in the last 40, 50 years. I know people said, oh, wait a minute, they played 2 Elite 8 games. But when you look at everything that's at stake, you got a chance to beat Kentucky, who beat you twice. You got a chance to get back to the Elite 8 for the second straight year. You got a bracket where there's not necessarily Zach Edey waiting if you do win. To me, with what this program has accomplished, 3 straight Sweet 16s, it's hard for me to pick certainly more than 1 or 2 games in Tennessee basketball postseason history. When you look at Tennessee's history for 50 years now, that's been bigger than this one.
Chris Lowe, ESPN.com. Yeah, we may double dip you this week, Chris. Big week coming up in basketball. It's so much fun. Thank you for the time. Really appreciate it.
See you this weekend, Lowe.
Slay, I paid this past weekend. You're paying this weekend. Right?
I got us, baby.
Bring your wallet.
Bring your wallet.
Yes, sir.
Low Dog got the Wizard with him?
Oh, Wizard always there.
Those two, man.
And they had
Tony White.
Slim Dog with him, too. Tony White's roommate. Yeah, so it was, this is a real live affair right here. It's a good time, man.
All right, when we come back, more Cam Ward stuff from Jim Wyatt now. Also, Reese and Laura, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Want to look and feel better about yourself? You got an opportunity. When it comes to your hair, yes, they have something right there for you. PAI Medical, WeGrowHair.com. 2025 can be the year your hair can be fuller and thicker. What's happening, man? Big Slay here, and I went to We Grow Hair. Grew my hair back, and it was the biggest confidence boost ever. You can, too. All you got to do is call them at 615-376-6010. We Grow Hair right here in Nashville for almost 30 years with proven solutions that work. The number, listen, 615-376-6010. No one else in Tennessee has the ARTIS robotic FUE procedure, and We Grow Hair's high-density hair transplants that give you 2 times more hair in just one procedure. And fast 45-minute laser and PRP treatments for men and women, backed by the only company that you can trust to help your thinning hair. That's We Grow Hair. Call them 615-376-6010. This your look and feel better about yourself and restore your hair. Go to WeGrowHair.com and call 615-376-6010 for your free consultation right now.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
What up, though?
Jim White is now putting out videos. Zeph, go ahead. Conspiracy theories. What are you reading into these?
I saw Brian Callahan smile, the biggest I've seen him smile since his press conference.
When he was talking with Cam?
Yeah. He looked happy. Talking to a franchise quarterback, possibly.
I mean.
Well, did you see him? The video Jimmy put out was right after the pro day, and it was Callie and Berganzi. Yes. And Nick Holtz, OC, and Hardigree, the quarterback's coach, and they're all hugging and laughing and chatting. And there was a video earlier where Cam rolled out, I think to his left, made a throw, and then said something to Callie and Borganzi that were standing right there.
And they smiled.
Yeah. So
I think he said, draft me, if I had to guess.
What?
He told them, draft me.
I mean, all signs point to them taking Cam Ward, right? I mean, signing Brandon Allen's what did it for me. Like, why are you signing that guy? I mean
to help your franchise, you
don't sign Brandon Allen to be the day one starter. You sign him to compete with Will Levis for the backup job.
Unless you want the one next year.
Now, stuff can also happen between now. We're 1 month away from the draft. Stuff can happen the night of the day of the draft.
Yeah. Like trade for a guy?
Trade for a guy, exactly.
Or they, jump in on the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes late.
Also, what the hell is he doing? Get off your ass, Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, would we expect anything different from him? When players are being like, dude, just make up your mind, call it a day.
Yeah, who was the Pittsburgh Steeler?
Exactly.
He had a podcast. I had it written down, never brought it up. But he said, man, if you want to be a Steeler, you do. If you don't, you don't. Ain't no skin off my back.
Yeah.
Might have been.
Like, just make your
It's one of those veteran guys.
I think Cam came out and said something.
It was Cam. That's who it was.
Yep.
Oh, it was. It was Hayward.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
The real question is what the Giants are going to do, because now they have Jameis Winston, and if they
what a great place for him.
If they think they're going to go with Aaron Rodgers, are they going to spend a top 3 pick on a quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers and Jameis Winston in New York. Oh my gosh. We need them walking through Central Park holding hands. I mean, we need all of it. All of it. Reese and Laura, next up on 3HL. What's up, guys?
Hey, guys.
Hi, in sync.
Well, listen, I bought a boat.
What? You bought a boat?
Yeah, I'm going to the Indiana Central Canal, and I'm going to watch the Vols whoop up on some Wildcat booty because I joined the Vol Navy.
I love it. I like that right there, Laura.
Yeah, Laura, reason Laura in the Vol Navy.
I can't drive my yacht in the canal because I might run over Pat McAfee.
He definitely will be there.
Good old Pat.
McAfee catching strays from Reason Laura today.
Big fan, you with me?
You better know it, Reese.
How about them Vols?
Man, doing what they supposed to do is all.
We still dancing. Babs, you was all worried about Louisville. You didn't even get a chance to play Louisville.
I know, right? And listen, Creighton was close in the beginning.
Creighton, Louisville, never was a chance with y'all. Wait till y'all get to us. We'll show you a chance.
Okay, we'll see.
Now, Big Slay. I might have allegedly got in trouble at work.
What you do?
Not
again, right, Laura?
Yeah, she's already had to save your job at least once that we know about.
Twice, allegedly.
Okay.
But they can't prove it because on Sunday after work, I went to Goodwill and found some Kentucky T-shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Big Slay. Well, apparently, allegedly, somebody put down Kentucky T-shirts on the toilets at the bathroom. And I was blamed for it, but I didn't do it. And then someone allegedly has posted pictures all over work of kittens, little cute kittens. And, everybody knows I love the animals. And underneath the kitten pictures, it says, "How are these wild?" And so I don't know how I'm getting blamed for that either. But apparently, I am getting blamed for both of these alleged events. Big Slay, what do you think? I don't know why I'm getting blamed for this. Do you?
I don't quite understand that one, Reese. I don't know why they would just point the blame at you like that. That ain't right.
I mean, it's profiling.
Yes. Trying to say you just a rabid Vol fan. Yeah, why would they do such a thing?
Sometimes
Reese?
you put yourself in a position to be profiled, though, Reese.
Mayor, now we went through this last call, Mayor. We went through this last call with you.
I mean, I'm just out here. I don't know.
Just saying.
I may be profilable, like the people that checked our tickets because they didn't think we belonged in Section 112. But I didn't do these things.
You wouldn't do a thing like that, Reese.
Big Slay, you know what things we are going to do?
Talk to me.
We are going to take down them wild kittens, hopefully, and we are advancing to the Elite Eight.
Yes, sir.
And you know what else we're going to do?
What are we going to do, Reese?
We're going to take it all the way to Rocky Top. Good old Rocky Top. All right, everybody, happy Monday. Kentucky's going down. Let's go, Big O.
There they go, Reese and Laura. By the way, I mentioned this earlier. Reese could have been involved in this. Reese, did you wander into South Carolina at some point? Horry County in South Carolina, the police captured a kangaroo. There was a kangaroo on the loose. Bab sent this story from the Sun News. This happened on Saturday. They returned the kangaroo to its home safely, but the marsupial, they write, was roaming around the 4th precinct. So what any good journalist would do, they go to the owner.
Do you have a buddy out there?
Well, so the owner said, was that how the kangaroo got loose? Well, it was our goat who unlatched the gate.
Goats, being goats. That's
goats, man.
I'm telling you, man.
How about the goat? Like, I ain't out here for me. I'm out here to let you go roam around.
Yeah, you go peep the scene.
Yeah, I'll just stay here. Just let me know.
You let me know. I'll be out there with you.
They never found the kangaroo that got loose in Mississippi. Part of the reason, I think, was it was a town called Guntown, Mississippi. Tough place for a wild animal to get
Pretty sure that thing's kangaroo. Eaten.
But the owner, when she realized that the goat had let the kangaroo out, she went to go try to find it in her silk pink pajama pants.
Wow.
There's a lot going on with this story.
A whole lot going on. Who owns a kangaroo, though?
And a goat.
I mean, this is Horry County.
Horry County in South Carolina.
And what you mean the goat let you out the fence? Can't the kangaroo jump over the fence if he wanted to?
That sounds like a good nursery rhyme to me. Remember when the 43 monkeys got loose in South Carolina?
South Carolina wild
and then they did not account for all of them either.
They found 37 of them. There are conflicting stories. There's a story that 6 of them are still out, and there's a story that they found them all. So I don't know. I think they're just going to tell you what they want you to know.
I mean, I would.
Oh, man. All right. It's going to be a fun week. And we'll be broadcasting live again from Fog Street Lawn Club on Thursday. Davenport's going to throw axes at you.
Can't wait.
And that's coming up in the Gulch. And then Friday at Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply, the new location in Murfreesboro. So we're out and about this week. We'll be here for you. Appreciate you guys including us in your day. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. Have a great Monday night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be you unless you was getting a shout out to the Hillsboro Burros. Coach T and the Hillsboro community, congrats. Thanks for bringing the state championship back.
As a former Borough, very proud. Also, shout out Robbie Bourne. Great career at the Tennessee Titans.
We love ya.
Love you, Robbie. Y'all, it's time to get that lawn going. You need the experts to help you. The experts are at Dickens Turf and Landscape.